All right. We good. All right. I completely forget in this room where people are. So I'm like looking, where is it? Good morning. It is, I have to get the date right today, October the 24th, 2025. And I am going to call to order the October 2025 panel meeting. And I'm going to hand this over to staff for housekeeping and then any other general announcements they have before we get to everything else on the agenda.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending the October 2025 panel meeting. Before we begin, there are a few housekeeping announcements. If you are here in the auditorium and in order to avoid a persistent disruption of the proceedings, please do not stream via mobile device or connect to the Zoom platform, as it will interfere with our recording and sound system. If you are attending the meeting in person and presenting or providing comment, please step up to the podium and speak clearly and directly into the microphone. For those who are viewing or attending the meeting virtually and would like to make a public comment, please use the raise hand feature and wait for your name to be called, at which time you will be unmuted. When providing comment in person or online, please speak clearly, state your name, title, and the company you are representing, and you will be given 3 minutes to speak. Lastly, to ensure a respectful and professional environment, please keep side conversations to a minimum while inside the auditorium. If you need to have a discussion, kindly step outside to avoid disrupting the meeting. We will now proceed with roll call. Douglas Tracy.
Here.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Here.
Michael Hill.
Present.
Gretchen Newsom.
Present.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Present.
Ricky Smiles.
Present.
Mike Greenlee.
Present.
Derek Kirk.
Here.
Chair Betancourt, there are 8 members present. There is a quorum. Also present, Jessica Grimes, Executive Director, Peter Cooper, Assistant Director, Senior Advisor, Kumani Armstrong, Assistant Director, Chief Counsel, Tara Armstrong, Deputy Director of Technology, Chief Information Officer, Laura Campbell, Chief Deputy Director.
Thank you. Okay, so we are in this room that we all really enjoy. And just for those that remember, or I'm going to say August there, but December is also not in our usual location. So it is on the website, but for those that like to come every month, we are not in our regular location. Or my panel members as well, just in case. All right, so we are going to move to the approval of September, no, wrong month. I'm having a day of it. Approval of October's panel meeting agenda. Do we have anything anyone wants to do with the agenda? Any changes, or do I have a motion?
Move a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, do I have any public comments on that agenda? Nope, doesn't look like it. So we will move to vote on this month's agenda.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All right, so now we will go to the approval of September's panel meeting minutes. Are there any amendments or changes that anyone would like to make on the September panel meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Is there any public comment on those minutes? None in the room, none online.
No public comments online.
All right, we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Abstain.
All right, so those are all done and approved. We are going to move over to our executive reports.
Thank you, Chair Betancourt. Good morning and happy Friday to all. Welcome to our 4th panel meeting of the 2025-26 fiscal year. I am proud of the pivotal role ETP has in funding and advancing workforce training across California. And I am pleased to announce that the interagency agreement between ETP and GoBiz to provide $7.5 million in funding for seed or social entrepreneurs for economic development has been executed. The seed program supports immigrants and limited English proficient entrepreneurs facing employment barriers. Stay tuned for more updates coming soon. Additionally, the next round of the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program funding, or EVITP 1.5, will be released on November 7th, 2025. We'll have approximately $934,000 in funding available to train and certify registered electricians across California. With this exciting progress in mind, I'd like to turn your attention to a few recent accomplishments. Since our last meeting in September, ETP has successfully closed 24 contracts, resulting in $3.1 million earned by contractors and 2,383 trainees who successfully completed their training and met all retention requirements. Of these contracts, one was a multiple employer contractor, 2 were apprenticeships, 14 were single employers, and 7 were small businesses. These outcomes reflect continued progress and impact on expanding workforce opportunities across sectors and business sizes. Now for today's panel, we have 1 amendment and 29 proposals submitted for review. If approved, ETP will disperse approximately $10.3 million. 79% are from repeat contractors, 24% represent small businesses, and 52% originate from high unemployment areas. As we celebrate Manufacturing Month, it is only fitting to highlight how prominently this sector features in today's proposals. 45% of today's proposals support the priority industry sector of manufacturing. This includes 13 manufacturing-related projects that represent a significant investment of $6 million, or 59% of all proposed funding. 10 are from single employer contracts and 3 multiple employer contracts. Together, these proposals are projected to train 6,938 workers in manufacturing-related occupations. This aligns with key state priorities to strengthen the manufacturing base and expand access to high-quality jobs. Speaking of proposals, they will be presented for review and action by Jenna Lazarevich and Heather Miguel. Today, we also have 2 important presentations. First, Jenna Lazarevich will present on an assignment of contract between the Employment Training Panel, California Manufacturing Technology Consulting, and the Greater San Fernando Valley Chamber of Commerce. Then we'll hear from Ilya Lonitz, who will provide a presentation updating us on ETP's pilot program, Workforce Literacy. This effort supports training in English, math, digital skills, workforce prep, and technical training for immigrants, refugees, and English language learners. That concludes my portion of the executive report, so I will now hand it over to Laura Campbell to continue. Thank you all.
Good morning and welcome panel members and stakeholders. Thank you for the opportunity to provide a summary for the Employment Training Panel's funding. Regarding funding, if all the proposals scheduled for today's panel meeting are approved, the panel will fund 29 projects for a total of $10,351,358. Regarding demand, we have 252 applications in demand. 142 applications are currently in development. 19 applications are in eligibility review, and 86 submitted applications are pending review. Regarding allocations, including today's proposal, we have approved 149 contracts for a total of $45.6 million, which is 45% of the total allocation for the current fiscal year. Together, these proposals are projected to train 42,016 workers in various industries across California. Thank you, and I would like to hand it back to you, Madam Chair, for the next topic on the agenda.
All right, thank you. I think I'm handing it over back to you guys for proposals. They've gone to sleep in the corner. I don't think we have legislative, do we, Matt Kimani? We have no legislative updates. It's so minor, it's not worth talking about.
In fairness, I truly was waiting for the legislative update, so my apologies, panel. So minor today. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I will, along with my colleague Jana, be presenting the proposals. The first one we have today for tab 1 is Aerojet Rocketdyne Inc. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Tab 1. Aerojet Rocketdyne Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance. They're requesting $392,000 to train a total of 500 workers. Training will take place at their locations in Rancho Cordova and Canoga Park, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, Ms. Chair, members of the panel. My name is Darren Holcomb. I'm an HR manager in talent development with Aerojet Rocketdyne. I'd like to thank the panel and ETP staff for the opportunity of being here. I also like to thank our ET analyst, Jesse Dongallo, for his valuable guidance and support throughout the development of this proposal. On behalf of Aerojet Rocketdyne, I want to express our appreciation for the panel's previous support through the ETP program. The prior funding allowed us to provide additional investment in our workforce, helping us upskill our production and engineering teams in advanced manufacturing technologies, quality systems, and lean principles. This training contributed to improved production efficiency, reduced rework, and help us meet increasingly complex requirements of our aerospace and defense contractors. Most importantly, it strengthened our employee engagement and retention by demonstrating our commitment to our employees' professional growth. With this new proposal, we are looking to build upon these gains. The requested funding will allow us to expand our training in critical areas of innovation, such as additive manufacturing, i.e. 3D printing, non-destructive testing, i.e. NDT, along with supporting multiple new training initiatives for our design engineering teams, along with our manufacturing and quality organizations. As our industry continues to evolve with new technologies and sustainability goals, this investment will ensure that our workforce remains adaptable, competitive, and positioned to meet the demands of our customers in the broader aerospace industry. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Does the panel have questions?
Just a minor one. I want to thank you for your high wages, first and foremost.
Thank you.
That really jumps out at me. And then this is a significant increase from your previous contract.
It
and I
is.
just wanted you to be able to elaborate on how you're going to achieve that for this.
Yes, so our previous contract was, well, there's two different things. First off, we did earn 100% of it. We actually had additional training even beyond the 100%. What we submitted, we just didn't have time to expand it. With the new wages or the new rates that ETP is offering, this amount actually basically is essentially the same amount of training we did under our last contract with a little bit of increase for some of the new business that we have coming in.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments from panel? All right. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve Aerojet Rocketdyne Inc. in a ETP funding amount of $392,000.
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All right, so we're all in favor of the motions adopted. Your fund.
Thank you so much.
You're
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day.
Jana, before you start, can I just ask logistics? Do you guys want that podium and get everyone over there, like you were talking, or do you mind getting up and down?
Yeah.
I just wanted to check. Okay, so you're good being up and down, jacking boxes.
Thank you. Alrighty. Good morning, panel members. Next, we'll do tab number 2. This is a proposal from Boehringer Ingelheim Fremont, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $599,424 to train a total of 446 workers. Training will take place at the company's location in Fremont, and representatives from Boehringer are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, panel members. My name is Amanda Bowman. I am the Manager of Quality Systems and Compliance for GMP training for the Fremont facility for Boehringer Ingelheim. We have multiple ranges of training and hires all the way from high school education to PhDs. We also try to develop our staff through not only standard operating procedures, instructor-led training, and you guys call it productive lab, we call it on-the-job training, which is hands-on technical training that the staff can use not just at our facility, but within the industry of biosimilars or biopharma. As you know, the Silicon Valley is full of different pharmaceutical companies that they can work at. And the skills that we teach them are not just technical, but soft skills that they can take with them within the industry in California or within the industry period to help develop their careers and keep them within the realm of pharmaceuticals.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions on the proposal?
Again, thank you for the high wages. Just looking at your productive lab curriculum, though, I just want there to be a very clear understanding that with productive lab, there is a benefit to you if you're having the workers produce something of value and they're getting that hands-on training on the floor because you can't do it in the classroom.
So the productive lab, I know that we're only doing 15 hours. The amount of time and effort that we put in to providing the training to qualify someone to perform a task on the manufacturing floor encompasses reading standard operating procedures, instructor-led training, and that hands-on training. Although we're not seeking the full amount of hours, but we will be using those skills because it kind of takes all of it together. Someone can't just learn by reading. You would never want to give someone a driver's license based off of reading the manual, right? You want to give them a driver's license based off of behind the wheel and then the testing that occurs. So we encompass all those types of training so that we target people, we make sure that they know, we do assessments on them. And this training is really important. So when you're on the floor, you can utilize those skills because we teach them how to work the equipment, we teach them how to make medicine, but we teach them the theory behind the science that they're doing. And that's really value added to an individual. Like for myself, I've been there for 11 years. I started on the manufacturing floor myself, and I've worked my way up. I train people in cell culture and in purification, and now I'm a manager. I really have taken this company and developed myself within it, and I like to see that happen with other people. So we don't limit the people we hire either. We hire high school graduates and we develop them. We take pride in teaching them the skill that they can use throughout their life. We're not just seeking out people with education, but we're providing that education, the training, that and the knowledge and the expertise that you need in combination in order to make sure that you are a subject matter expert, that you can actually make this product with high quality.
I think to Gretchen's point, and you can correct me if I'm coming here, it is about you are still manufacturing that product whilst they're learning. It is not a controlled classroom environment on the productive lab. It is truly in the clean room where the only place you can do it is on the live product side by side. So you're paying literally 2 people to make the product versus 1 person. If that makes sense, correct? Is that where you're angling at?
That's
Yeah.
So not all of our productive lab is actually being done during manufacturing process. We do simulated environments. We don't technically have an ASTA clean room floor off of the outside of the clean room. So we do have to use the equipment on the clean room floor. But when we're doing the productive lab, it doesn't mean that we're making product. We could be just running water through the equipment to ensure that they understand how to load the recipes. They're looking for the right criteria, the flow rates, the pHs. They know exactly what to listen to and how to see, what's going on. We also can go back into the Delta V system and program it so that it's like a mock environment. So when they're running it, they can actually see the peaks of the product. If it's a double peak, if it has shouldering, different things happen. Or we take product that was already made and we utilize that within a run. So if we needed to train someone on chromatography, we could actually take something that was already produced and out the door. We keep satellite samples for training. We keep filters for training, and we put those on the equipment. So it actually costs additional funding from the company that we have a training budget for to use those things for training.
Yes, love all these components to it. It's just a matter for myself, at least, how we classify the training and the curriculum, whether or not it's productive lab. Phil, you know what I'm talking about.
Fortunately, they have a really strong LMS that will delineate that, right? So the productive lab that Madam Chair was referring to that's the traditional where there's real product and it ends up like being for sale. There is simulation, and fortunately in their LMS, they can delineate that.
Mhm.
We're going to try to count that all. But we thought we'd cover our action by putting some productive lab in there because you can see they're like moving into the.
Yes, they are.
Room, right.
And I love where they're
It's a little-
moving. And it's just a matter of
and then
how you're, as their advisor and their consultant, delineating between
Absolutely,
them.
and
So-
And
We
ensuring
have
it's the
talked
right
And ensuring,
category
right,
of
it's the right
productive lab
category.
rather than the simulated lab that falls under the classroom
Correct.
instruction.
Which you're still going to get. You're still going to do. It's just a matter of what bucket we're talking
Mhm.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Good.
So those on-the-job trainings include like watching, doing with support, and then without support. And then it has a knowledge check, which is testing theory and understanding of the individual to ensure that they can perform at the same quality. right?
Yeah, and a shout out to the LA office. They brought this up too. It's like, hey, we really do want to kind of wean us down. We were asking for 30.
Mhm.
Like, hey, that's way
Can you
too
weaned it
much.
down to 12? Yeah, I
And
appreciate
then,
that.
They asked that question. It's like, isn't there some simulation going on that you can delineate and put a majority of it there? So it's a nice compromise. It's 12 hours. And my guess is that we'll use all 12 for the manufacturing people, but it'll be a majority of class lab.
I just ask that we are very careful about the classification because Productive Lab has always had that historical, and it is about truly producing where you're producing at a cost rather than that simulated lab environment. And so just making sure that in the documentation side of it.
So for clarification on my part, I would like to know the hours that you're looking for us to count are the ones that are actually done on the manufacturing floor or the ones that are in the simulated environment?
Both.
It's both. I don't have to segregate them.
No, we segregate them anyway. I mean, in
Okay.
Yeah.
we have
Mhm.
that.
It's going to get to that.
Okay.
And then I had a follow-up question. It's perhaps more of staff and the optics of how we present this to the public and the good work that you're doing. Would it also fall, I'm looking at the industry sectors that are listed, it's only professional, scientific, and technical services and not manufacturing, but it's mostly manufacturing. So can we add that in? Okay. The public loves it.
Yeah, this is a high pro. This is Senator Rohab's district. She's been on site.
Oh, yeah.
Did a nice tour. It's really an amazing facility with bioreactors. Anyway, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think the standard is identified by the scene number, which is not manufacturing. Yeah. It's always that fun. Okay, the
Motion
criteria
to
we get.
approve.
Thank you.
Boehringer Ingelheim Fremont Incorporated, contract ET 26-0167 in the amount of $599,424.
Second.
Okay, any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
Looks like there's no one in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All right, so we were all in favor. The motion is adopted and you're funded.
Thank you to Jesse Garcia and Anna. I can't think of her last name. Anyways, really, really great job with the LA office.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next up we have tab 3. This is a proposal from CastleWorks Home Services Company. They are a first-time contractor requesting $115,360 to train a total of 103 workers. Training will take place at the company's locations in Dublin, Valencia, San Diego, Thousand Oaks, Cayuga Park, and Corona. Representatives from CastleWorks are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, panel, and thank you for this amazing opportunity. So CastleWorks Home, let me introduce myself first. My name is Tammy Alameda. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for CastleWorks Home Services. CastleWorks Home Services Company, we have a history of providing home solutions back to 1995. In 2020, we formed a growing network of home services companies providing water heater, plumbing services, HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and also water filtration and water heaters. As mentioned, this would be our first contract. We are headquartered in Valencia. We operate under legacy business names. They have such a strong reputation in the community as a family business. But rest assured, we are one company. We operate under one company. We use those legacy names again because they built such strong reputations. But behind the scenes, we are one company in operations, finance, HR, and compliance. We're fully integrated. We run on the same standards and platforms and structure across, which is one company. So I know that can throw off sometimes when we have these legacy names. In terms of, go back, our project, you may be aware or not aware, but California's continued shift towards electrification while phasing out natural gas systems in favor of electric heat pumps and water or hybrid water heaters has created an ongoing challenge for CastleWorks to upgrade the skills of our team members, of our technicians. So the transition necessitates training for technicians in system design, installation, servicing of advanced systems, and smart technology. Additionally, ever-evolving customer expectations for faster service, better communications, transparent pricing, necessitates training in customer service, sales, dispatch, and software skills. What questions do you have?
I love the proposal. I love the higher wages for these workers. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to inquire if you've thought about utilizing apprenticeship as a mechanism to train these workers.
I'm sorry, utilize.
Utilize apprenticeship programs.
Yes, thank you. No, I appreciate you asking that. So we definitely, apprenticeship programs are definitely a complement. It's not meant to be a duplicate in terms of the training we offer. While local apprenticeships certainly provide a starting foundation, it's almost like getting your foot in the door to the industry, because our curriculum is designed to bring our team members to a fully high-performing technician. And that can take several years, sometimes to become that senior technician or lead technician. And that is what our curriculum builds on. Most individual in entering, if they come from a local apprenticeship program, it is kind of a foot in the door for them. I like to use the analogy that if one goes to maybe college and they get a bachelor's in finance, when they graduate, they've got a nice foundation, right? But they're probably not ready to be that CFO or lead that business without additional skills, additional on-the-job training, and so forth. So we love apprenticeship programs. It's not meant to duplicate. It's meant to complement and really hone in on more technical, high-level skills to serve our customers and grow them. Our curriculum is focused. Our ultimate goal is grow that career. We need leads. We need them to operate independently in the field, and that ultimately earns them promotions and higher wages.
Thank you. I do have a question in your proposal, and it's more of a curiosity as you talk about continuous learning. You said it's a springboard for continuous learning. As employees are continually learning, is that opening up a continual avenue for increasing wages, or is this more just we want them to be at these continual, just to have a passion for continuous learning?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely a path for career growth and higher wages. Absolutely. And when someone enters in as from helper to entry level to tech one to lead, et cetera, it definitely gives them increases. And we're transparent with that when you learn these skills, and we also pay for certifications if they want to get like a NATE certified in HVAC as an example, we will give them an increase. So absolutely.
Fantastic. Any other questions?
Motion to approve CastleWorks Home Services Company, contract number ET 26-0149, and the amount of $115,360.
Second.
All right. Do we have any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there's none in the room, so we'll move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All righty. So the motions are fully adopted. So you are funded.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And also thank you to Mark and Helen. They were wonderful through this process. So thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Okay, next up we have tab 4. This is a proposal from Certified Stainless Service, Inc., doing business as Westmark. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $495,600 to train a total of 295 workers. Training will take place at the company's 3 facilities in Atwater, Bakersfield, and Ceres. Representatives from Westmark are here to answer any questions.
It's working. Good morning. My name is Jackie Arden, and I am the training coordinator at Westmark. Joining me is David Hickson. He's our CAO, and she's sitting down. She's our HR manager, Emily Martinez. We appreciate all the panel members and staff for assisting with the development and consideration of our current ETP application. A little bit about Westmark. Westmark, we are a family-owned manufacturing built on the belief that quality is everyone's responsibility. It's not just the gold, it's our promise. Every tank, every weld, every detail reflects our pride and craftsmanship. Guided by our core values, safety, family, integrity, accountability, and empowerment, we do it right, not fast. From our largest military contracts to our commercial partners delivering food and essential services across the United States, we are proud to support those who keep our country moving. Through this EPT funding, Westmark aims to continue to strengthen our product quality, improve productivity, and enhance workplace culture. And each of that is critical to our success. We look forward to partnering with you on this contract and continuing to make a positive impact with the citizens of California. We are pleased to answer any questions.
Thank you. I've heard a lot of really great things that are happening in the Atwater plant from your friends at Workforce Development in the SED. So yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff. Any questions from the panel on this proposal? I have one, and it's around your project details. So you're talking about 150 new employees and training courses are being digitalized to enable the faster delivery. What does this look like? Because your curriculum list does not show any what I would call in the industry e-learning, what we call computer-based training, which when I think of digitalization, that's where I see usually that happening. Can you help me understand better if the curriculum list is wrong or if your digitalization is a different process? And we're good and happy to learn.
Yes, actually, the reference to that was just that we are moving from handouts, paperwork, just paper-based training to PowerPoints and storing of the data and videos and things like that. Our training is still one-on-one and it's not digitalized or CPT.
So it's more of the documentation
Correct.
rather than it
Yes.
being up there in someone's head.
Yes.
Fantastic. That makes me feel a lot better because I looked at it and I was like, this doesn't align. So that's good. Any other questions from anyone? And I have one more if no one. We had an audit finding. Can you just help us in prior contracts? Obviously, audit findings happen. What have you put in place to help ensure that doesn't happen again? I know it was for a very small number of people, but you know, we like perfect scores. We're high achievers up here. So can you just help us understand what we've done to like help with that?
Yeah, in our previous contracts, the training forms were paper-based, and then we were collecting them from our different locations and trying to match that up. What we've now done is all of the sign-on sheets have now been digitalized where we can immediately compare those notes, make sure that there's nobody that's getting more training than what they're allowed. And so in the last two contracts, the last contract that was approved and we didn't have any exceptions in the last audit findings, mostly due to that system and our ability to overlook it from an entire company, not being from a paper-based sign-in sheets.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from anyone on the proposal?
Motion to approve Certified Stainless Service, Inc., DBA Westmark, ETP contract number ET 26-0163 in the amount of $495,600.
Second.
Thank you. Do we have any public comments in the room or online?
There are no public comments online.
And there's no one coming to the podium, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All righty, we're all in favor. The motion's adopted. You're funded.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Jesse and Hannah.
All right, panel, we are now on tab 5 for Chorus Innovations. They are a new contractor requesting $109,200 to train a total of 78 workers. Training will take place at their locations in Long Beach, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. My name is Tamar Alvarez, and I'm People Business Partner with Chorus Innovations. Chorus Innovations is a digital health company with a mission to close the gap between technology and the communications that we serve. Through our participatory approach, we co-create solutions with clients and communities to ensure tools are meaningful, relevant, and easy to use. Our platform streamlines workflows, coordinates care, and supports behavioral and public health initiatives serving healthcare organizations and public health agencies, as well as community nonprofits. Our training plan will provide cross-functional opportunities, promote career advancements, and offer exposure to new digital health tools and roles. Although the ETP experience is new to Chorus, our VP of People and Culture, Ashley Cruz, who's a colleague of mine, will oversee the workforce training, and she brings valuable prior experience. At P2S, she successfully continued and enhanced an existing ETP program, advancing training for electrical, mechanical, and plumbing engineers. Her leadership strengthened program continuity, fostered collaboration, and supported professional certifications that improved retention, efficiency, and overall satisfaction. We sincerely appreciate your favorable support of our proposal to enhance worker productivity through training, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Motion to approve Chorus Innovations, Inc. and an ETP funding amount of $109,200.
Thank you.
Second.
Any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And it looks like there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
We are all in favor, so the motion's adopted and you're funded. You're welcome.
Also, a special thank you to Nicole Kranzer and Phil Boyer for their help throughout this whole process. They were very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Heather, before you start,
Yeah, I would like to recuse myself.
As Ricky's walking out, I just want to let panel members know that tab 6 for SciCon Engineering has withdrawn from this panel meeting and will attend next month.
Okay, next up we have tab 7, which is a proposal from D.A. McCosker Construction Company.
Janet, can I interrupt? We just need to make sure we're clear. Rick was recusing himself from tab 7, not 6.
Correct. Thank you. This is a proposal from D.A. McCosker Construction Company, doing business as Independent Construction Company. They are a first-time contractor requesting $183,400 to train a total of 262 workers. Training will take place at the company's locations in Concord, Lodi, Valencia, and North Highlands. And representatives from Independent Construction are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. My name is Eric McCosker, Vice President of DA McCosker Construction, DBA Independent Construction. Thank you all for the opportunity to partner with ETP. This is our first time applying, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions on the proposal? No questions, no comments.
I will move approval for D.A. McCosker Construction Company, DBA Independent Construction, ETP contract number ET26-0162 in the amount of $183,400.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any public comments online?
There are no public comments online.
And it looks like there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, we're all in favor, so you are funded.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck.
All right, next up we have tab 8. This is a proposal from Ernest Ongaro and Sons, Inc., doing business as Ongaro and Sons Plumbing, Heating and Air. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $302,400 to train a total of 120 workers. Training will take place at the company's locations in Marin and Sonoma counties, and representatives from Ongaro and Sons are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. My name is Ernest Ongaro. I'm the owner of Ongaro and Sons. Thank you for the opportunity of being here. Ongaro and Sons is a fourth generation home service company that was founded by my great-grandfather in 1932. We have a great reputation in our community. And this year, we're going to be focusing on mid-level to journeyman training for new technologies such as electrification and the new refrigerant that was introduced this year, and all the other industry, high-tech industry stuff, which is continually happening in our industry. I'll answer any questions that you guys have.
He's
Go ahead.
fourth generation, brand new in the seat, okay? It's fresh out of college, brand new in the seat.
That's a, congratulations, a scary place to be. All right, I'm going to pass to panel. Any questions, comments on this proposal? No.
Motion to approve Ernest Onago and Sons, DBA Onago and Sons Plumbing, Heating and Air in an ETP funding amount of $302,400.
Second.
Any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there is none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All righty, so we're all in favor, the motion's adopted and you're funded. How easy was that, Joe?
Thank you.
All right, next we have tab 9, which is a proposal from General Atomics. They are a new contractor requesting $358,400 to train a total of 400 workers. Training will take place at their locations in Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Bernardino counties. Representatives from General Atomics are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. We are from General Atomics. I am the training manager, and this is
Sunlight from the finance department.
so we're a defense manufacturing company located primarily in San Diego, but across the Southern California region. The programs that we have in our proposal for you all today are mostly centered around our manufacturing and our program management. As a defense contractor, we have a lot of contracts. So program management has been a focus for us as well. This is our very first time in front of you, and we're very excited to be here. And we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from panel?
Welcome. And it's your first time. Really happy to have you here. I'm hopeful, though, that you can elaborate for me on your curriculum. And it's not very apparent to me that it's matching the exact needs of the employer, yourselves, with the needs of the workers, so that you're going to get greater productivity. Workers are going to result in certifications or an advancement in their career. it looks almost like a copy and paste of a catalog.
Sure. Yeah, we did include some of our LinkedIn Learning courses as those courses tend to have CDUs and PDUs for some of the folks that are in our program management office that are going through our program management curriculum. So those folks typically already have a PMP and do need to do those additional coursework. So we added those in to supplement what they may need as they're already taking those types of courses. But we do have programs like lean manufacturing, as well as like cable manufacturing and things like that, that we will be including in the proposal as well.
Any other questions, comments on the proposal?
I don't have a question. I just want to comment and say, if you all are not tracking the work that General Atomics is doing in Southern California, you really should, and you really should be. We have we made a shift to the California Jobs First Economic Blueprint recently to really specifically call out fusion as a priority sector for California. They've not only hosted the administration a half a dozen times, it feels like, in the last 6 months, because we just can't get enough of General Atomics, but have been real partners with us in collaborating with the UC system to bring research together and really ensure that California stays on the forefront of fusion and the implementation of fusion broadly. So don't ask me what that means, but I can tell you it's been really fun to pretend like I know. And I just want to say I appreciate your company's continued commitment to California. I know that there's a lot happening across the country in this space, but you guys are a good California company, and we're really grateful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Any other questions, comments?
I do have a question here. Turnover rate. I'm seeing 0% listed
Yeah,
here.
it was less than 1%.
Wow.
Yeah, it was at 0.19%, and there was.
I thought it was a typo.
We all did. We all did.
And then I had one.
But it's
I had
Just negligible in the numbers.
one other question here. So the breakout for managers, supervisors is 20%. And then down in classifications, you have supervisors, managers, 80, and then program management staff. Are those not supervisor management roles, or?
Yeah, so some of those, we separated them out into that 20% to make it like 80 people. But the program managers that are going through the program are typically individual contributors, but they're project and program managers that don't have direct reports, but they may oversee a contract.
Okay, because I know the management supervisor staff is capped at 20, and then if you add in those, you're like 36. So I'm like, oh,
And we
something's
plan
wrong
to
here.
use our LMS to ensure that we're segregating out those managers from the rest of the population.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, those I can't even say it. Deeply subject matter experts who are leading projects rather than people. Those people. They're often the challenge, but we like those people. All right, so do we have in unison? I'm impressed.
Contract number EP 26-0166, the amount $358,400.
Go for it, mate.
Second.
All right. Do we have any public comments on this proposal online?
There are no public comments online.
Anyone in the room? Does not look like it, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
All right, so we're all in favor, the motion's adopted and you're funded. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Alrighty, we will move along to tab 10. This is a proposal for High Temp Insulation, Inc. They are a repeat contractor requesting $129,360 to train a total of 154 workers. Please note that this project has been right-sized to prior projects' earnings. Training will take place at their locations in Camarillo, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. Good morning, panel. How are you? I'd like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude for Nicole and Phil for their valuable support throughout this whole contract process. We're also deeply appreciative for the funding that you've provided us, which enables us to invest in our training, which for our most valuable asset, which is our employees. We are an aerospace manufacturing company out of Camarillo. We are a family-based owned company. We've been around for 50 plus years. As you can see, our turnover, I heard, is low, but ours, I think, for being as big as we are, I think that's pretty darn good too. So, any questions?
Any questions from panel?
Could you talk to me a little bit about the wage progression for the workers that are classified under production?
We start them out over minimum wages. You know, it takes about 6 months or so to train each employee. They are reviewed the first 60 days and annually. And I noticed, I looked at the contract, I haven't looked at it in a while, so I looked at it today and noticed that it's only 114 people, I think, that qualified, but technically, actually, I looked at the report on Thursday, yesterday, before I left, and we have over 269 people that do qualify that make that rate. So we are bumping them as fast as we could.
Okay. So over the course of this 2-year contract, you can anticipate wage progression for the production workers.
Oh, I'm determined to do this one in a year. I'm not gonna let it up.
Thank you.
You got it.
Can you, so we look at prior performance, it's always a thing. Obviously this contract's been right-sized as last time we achieved 55% of the award. Can you build some confidence in the panel of ability to achieve higher this time, lessons learned, what are we putting in place to ensure we're more successful than last time?
We fortunately had a training department and we lost a few people. We were down to 1 person. And I just do the contract, so I don't look over the training department, but now I pulled it and it's under my wing and under my team. And I have a team of 6. So like I said, I am determined to make this. I never fail at anything and I'm not about to do this one.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Any questions, comments?
Motion to approve High Temp Insulation Inc. and an ETB funding amount of $129,360.
Second.
Any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And it looks like there's none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Thank you. You're welcome, you're funded.
Next up is tab 11. This is a proposal from Huft Heating and Air Conditioning, Inc. They are a repeat contractor requesting $322,000 to train a total of 115 workers. Training will take place at the company's 3 locations in Elk Grove, Yuba City, and Sacramento. And representatives from Huft are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. My name is Priya Campos. I am an HR professional at Huft Home Services. We appreciate the panel's consideration for our project. A little bit about Huft Home Services is that we are a family-owned business serving the Sacramento and the Central Valley regions. We are dedicated to excellent workmanship and to supporting both our clients and even our workforce. During the previous contract, we mentored entry-level hires with minimal trade experience, helping them obtain reliable family-sustaining wages, and delivered training on Title 24 compliance. In this contract, we will continue developing early and mid-career technicians in new technologies and energy-efficient systems. We have 1 female that is currently in the field, and she is doing phenomenal. As an HR professional myself, I would love to be able to get more females into the field and get them trained. Any questions?
Questions?
Around prior performance, it is atypical to have a lower prior performance rate and then come to panel the next year and asking for a significantly increased amount. I need you to elaborate. I'm feeling uncomfortable right now with the amount that is being requested today. That is far beyond what was achieved last time around. So I need some coaching on how you're going to achieve this. Some confidence, yes.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. well, one of the lessons that we did learn initially, the person overseeing ETP in the last contract lacked organization and coordination with scheduling with the correct department heads, documenting these hours across the departments. I became the appropriate lead towards the end of the contract and schedule sessions, with the functional department heads. The remainder of the contract proceeded smoothly, and the same team remains in place to ensure continued success.
So here's what I'll add, because I was there. She came in about 2/3 the way through the contract. And the first guy that they had was like, oh, I know ETP. I could do it, right? And it was a disaster. Like they were training. We saw them train. No rosters. Where are they? Where's the documentation, right? She's done a phenomenal job. She's got a team that's doing a great job. And I understand where you're at. So like, you know, I came in prepared going, they may try and right size this a little bit, right? So I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Joanne, you're making my Friday today. It's going to be one of these. I've missed you. We've not had her for a while. Then she comes back and she's back.
Hey, it
in.
is what it is.
It is, and it is what it is. It's, you know, it is truly what it is, and I think it's a huge part. I'm looking over to you.
A suggestion.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw this out there to right size this to 257,000, which would be 80% of the requested amount today. And the 80% is based off of the prior performance.
I'm totally cool with that.
Whoa. I love this negotiation.
You see, part of me wants to go a slightly different way, and maybe that's just me, because I'm like, Jill's being very true to us. That we say, you know, their last approved amount, and they aim to prove their last approved amount, which is slightly higher of 270. And see if they can. It's somewhere between, to me, it's a nice in the middle of where you're asking to where we were last time. Let's say we're going to make 270.
I'm even cooler with that. Right?
I
you
would
would
imagine us.
I'm in a nicer mood than she is today. Can you tell?
Need
Thoughts,
chocolate.
anyone?
Okay, great.
I've got some.
I like it. Okay.
You like it?
I like
I
it.
don't know. We're good.
Looking.
Max was shampooing back there.
Sorry,
Motion to approve Huft
Hang on.
Heating. Oh, there's a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Motion to approve Huft Heating and Air Conditioning, DBA Huft Home Services.
Can I get you to start?
Yeah,
again?
I think what I'm
Louder,
hearing is
is
up
what I'm
to.
saying.
Serious? Okay.
Yeah, you're just being quiet.
Never quiet. Is this even on?
And can I
Motion to
just
approve.
put up to 257,000?
Is it possible?
Yes. There you go.
I haven't decided if I'm just aging rapidly or if the microphones are just so low. Is it possible at all to turn them up?
270.
Sorry.
270. I guess not.
I got her a chocolate.
So I fear
I
like I'm
swear I'm a
screaming
young
into the
dad
mic.
and I thought I had good ears. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Turn the mics up, they might not be able to hear online.
Yeah, so when the mics are, we are barely able to hear you, it's perfect online. But when you're speaking too close or too loud on the microphone, it becomes more robotic online. So one way you can do it is get just a little bit closer, speak at a normal tone.
I thought you meant to each other. I said we're about as close as we're gonna get to
Yeah.
each other
We
up
are
here.
very snug up here.
Okay, gonna try this again. Motion to approve Huft Heating and Air Conditioning, DBA Huft Home Services in an ETP funding amount up to 270,000.
Second.
Thank you. Any public comments?
There are no public comments online.
It looks like there's none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fodrigo,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All righty, so we're fully funded for you.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Okay, next up, we have tab 12. This is a proposal from JLS Environmental Services, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $219,240 to train a total of 87 workers. Training will take place at the company's location in Loomis and their satellite location in Madera. Representatives from JLS Environmental Services are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. Thank you guys so much for letting us be here today. My name is Bailey Landre. I'm our HR manager with JLS. This is our VP of Ops, Spencer. We are a repair and restoration contractor, and our motto is like it never happened. So repairing homes as if the damage was never there. And we're happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Any questions for the panel? From the panel?
I just got a question on the turnover rate, 16%. Why is it so high?
Yeah, so last year was an anomaly for us. That's not typical. We have expanded our operations and we're doing different type of work, including demo and asbestos. We were awarded some of our biggest projects that required a large number of employees, which were project specific. We do have a plan moving forward that we're going to be using a temp agency partner with us to fund or staff those large projects when we need that workforce. We also hire a lot of people right out of high school, give them a chance to see if they like the industry and what they are interested in learning and doing in their life. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but we're always willing to give them a chance.
All right. I would encourage, as you look at that temp agency side of it, to also think about the temp to perm and the funding that's available for that. I don't know if you've had it in the past in your contracts, but it is an option under those contracts. Go ahead.
I just want to get a little bit more clarification on that turnover rate. I understand that you are hiring, and then in your proposal, you indicate that you anticipate to double in size and in a certain sector. I guess my question is, what happened why is it so high at that 16%? Because if you're growing, then you're adding people. What was there restructuring or just a little bit more clarification, please?
Those two projects that we had were, I would say, one-time blips where they're massive projects, but we couldn't sustain the workforce throughout the year after that project. It was unfortunate. We did keep a number of people on staff. We were looking to double in size and grow over the next 5 years. That's continued with our career path plans for all of our administration, from technicians all the way up through management. So we sit down with every staff member and put a career path together for them, no matter what level they're at, to get them to promote within. We have about 80% of our staff are promoted within on a yearly basis.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments from panel?
Motion to approve JLS Environmental Services, Inc. Contract ET 26-0150 in the proposed amount of $219,240.
Second.
Thank you. Any public comments?
There are no public comments online.
Thank you. And there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor and the motion's adopted. You're funded. You're welcome.
Okay, tab 13. This is for Joseph Gallo Cheese Company LP, doing business as Joseph Gallo Farms. They have withdrawn from this panel meeting and will attend a future meeting.
Alrighty, can you hear me? Derek, looking at you. Okay, good. Tab 14 is for Kana Pipeline, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting $173,040 to train approximately 103 workers. Training will take place at their location in Riverside, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. I'm Guadalupe Ensminger. This is Alexa Bravo. I'm the former training and development manager for Kana Pipeline, currently the purchasing manager, transitioning the role over to Alexa as proof of our internal promotion, which is an ongoing program that we have had in place. Thank you for our previous contract. That was an enormous help for us to be able to maintain the goals of wage increases, because we had a flat sales year for a number of reasons, but we do make a point of continuing to invest in our labor force because they are our strongest asset. And we actually are incredibly proud of some of our training materials. If you would allow us to show you a few, one of the first things that you'd see in here is our actual chart that shows how we award earned competencies with actual wage increases, because it's a set scale for different roles within the company. You don't have to review them, but if you would allow us to just or they can just look at one and pass it down. It's just a small sample of some of the things that we do. We're in construction, so a lot of the training is actually happening. The classroom lab is actually in the field a lot. Some of them are in our yard, but there's a great effort put behind having all of our training materials in English and Spanish and documenting all of the trainings that are taking place and also the competencies that are earned, because those go specifically towards getting them into the next pay level for what they're doing. Even within the same level they're in, there's a broad range of salary available for each level. So they are earning higher levels of that range within their own level just by accomplishing some of these skills and then moving into the next one.
Does panel have questions on this proposal?
I do, and it's pertaining to Productive Lab, and it's not feeling to me like this is the right kind of fit for Productive Lab. I mean, it's basically a copy paste of the commercial skills down into Productive Lab, and I'm hearkening back to February 2024 when we had a proposal for stadium workers, and they came in asking for Productive Lab for the workers to move around in golf carts on the job site, but they weren't actually producing something of material value like in manufacturing. So Productive Lab is that to us, of like the worker is producing something of value. In this case, it's a little bit of a reach of like producing a building of value than an actual product, if you will. So that's where I'm at on that one.
So even though we introduce all of the skill sets in a classroom setting, the Productive Lab is hands-on, like inside of the trench. It has to be one-on-one training with the trainee and the trainer, actually putting fittings on pipe and doing the work. You're doing it at a severely reduced rate, right? Because there's now 2 people doing it, but you're doing the installation of pipeline while you're learning. But it's, like I said, it's still considered a training environment, because normally we would want to put a specific, like one person to do a certain task, but we are constantly pairing a super or a lead with someone to introduce a new skill that happens over, actually, if you see the chart, some of these skills require hundreds of hours of training, not just a few hours of training. There's a high level of technical ability. That's a dangerous environment. So we are producing the work of installation while we are training individually, which I thought falls under the category of Productive Lab.
So Gretchen, not to speak for you, but I think in what's written under the Productive Lab, it talks a lot about equipment, correct? And not as much the description that we've just been given that is working on the pipes. Like if I see backhoe driving, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like the equipment one of driving someone around in a golf cart. That's part of the training that's required. It's not a Productive Lab. You need that to be able to get your license, to be certified, etc. And it's not making the product. What I'm hearing here is it's more about the fixing of the pipe, the placement of the pipe that you're doing side by side with someone on the actual work. I think I would ask staff to sharpen which curriculum with these guys is truly Productive Lab versus equipment maneuvering or learning to drive or move a piece of equipment, which is not necessarily making the product or finalizing it. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
Our pipe layer population exceeds our heavy equipment operation population. So we have far more people that are actually doing the pipe installation, and they're doing it in different sectors like water, sewer, storm drain. Different cities have different requirements, different types of pipe. So it's different to install pipe that's ductile iron versus C900, and all of the fittings that go with those different pipes are different. So there's an enormous amount of learning for all of those installations that have to happen and be really well overlooked by the, by the superintendent that's in charge of the job site. So it's their responsibility to make sure that there's quality happening while they're keeping their crews safe. And it's, slow going. They, in other construction companies, there's a tendency to take the newer entry level guys and put them on the water trucks, or just keep them doing like a task, repetitive over and over and over again, flagging traffic and doing things like this that keeps productivity levels up for our more experienced pipe layers. But we make a strong effort to make sure that these guys are not sitting on the water truck or not out flagging traffic. They have to be learning these skills. So we have a whole circuit training that during their first 90 days, the superintendents are required to sign off weekly training cards to make sure they're being exposed to all of the different aspects of their roles. And even when we hire people with more experience, it's a different set of trainings, but they are still taking place to make sure that they're doing things the way Kana Pipeline wants them to do them safely and effectively. So it really is a very robust program in the name of training our guys to do a good job safely and effectively, and document their competencies in order to award them a higher pay range.
Just like an apprenticeship, and I value that commitment to that. But I do recommend that staff work with you to sharpen the pencils on the productive lab component, making sure that the curriculum matches what productive lab is to us. And then perhaps we have a longer discussion about this at policy committee. I know Liz Testa is listening somewhere.
We'll just
adding
add it
things.
to the
Just
ongoing
Add it
list.
to the ongoing list, please.
Productive lab onto policy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not going to change, I'm not going to right size things today. At least I'm
not planning to, unless anyone else along here is. Any other questions, comments? Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize, and I may have misunderstood or maybe misheard. Early on when you were speaking, I thought you made reference possibly to the ETP funding assisting with payroll to some degree. Could you clarify that a little bit?
Well, in general, we didn't have a strong earnings year in 2023 and 2024. We projected growth that we didn't have. So sometimes the increases are like the pool of availability for annual increases is affected by not being as profitable as you project. So the funding helps continue the, to fund all of the employee salary increases.
Okay, because maybe I'm mistaken with this, but I thought our funding was supposed to go to training and not so much to payroll.
The only way that they're awarded the increase is by completing trainings and being certified. So they kind of go hand in hand. So in order for them to qualify for them to get to the next pay level, they have to have completed a circuit training successfully. And so, I mean, I don't know how our accounting department specifically allocates the funding for it, but if we don't have the funds available, then it's hard to be able to continue that investment in their pay.
I think you're causing red flags just by the words you're using.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is we had a flat sales year, and this helped us because you had the ETP funding offsetting training. You were able to still do the increases as you normally would. Otherwise, you might not have been able to afford increases even if people had gone through training, which is perfectly allowable. But tweak your words, because you got 7 people up here freaking out that you're using our dollars to make payroll in a different type of way.
I apologize and thank you for that.
Yeah. I can see Doug chewing down there.
Oh, good.
Any further, Doug? Any other comments?
I'll move approval for Kana Pipeline Inc. ET contract number ET 26-0157 in the amount of $173,040.
second.
Do we have any public comments on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And I am not seeing any coming to the podium in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom. Aye. Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Hi.
Leo Lyman, you are funded.
Okay, next up, we have tab 15. This is a proposal from Keysight Technologies, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $599,200 to train a total of 535 workers. Training will take place at the company's headquarters in Santa Rosa and also at assembly facilities in Santa Clara and Roseville. Representatives from Keysight are here to answer any questions.
Hello and good morning, Chairwoman Betancourt and members of the panel. I'm Nadine Allen, Director of Learning and Development at our global company. I've been with the company for more than 35 years and involved with each of our ETP grants. So thank you so much for our previous contracts. I'm here on behalf of Keysight today, asking for your continued support to keep upskilling our teams across California with our next application request. Keysight Technologies is a world leader in high-value, mission-critical electronic design and test solutions that is relied upon by world-leading technology companies through our mission to accelerate innovation, to connect and secure the world. Everywhere the electronic signal goes, Keysight is there to help design, test, manufacture, and optimize. Keysight's customers span the worldwide communications ecosystem, internet infrastructure, aerospace and defense, automotive, semiconductor, clean energy, and General Electric's end markets. We're proud of our legacy, which includes the original Hewlett-Packard electronic measurement business founded in 1939 by Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard, which spun off Agilent Technologies in 1999. In 2014, Agilent split into two companies, Agilent focusing on life sciences and Keysight Technologies focusing on electronic measurement solutions. Because our mission is tied to the success of other businesses and their technologies, it's important that we ensure our workforce is continually upskilling to meet the needs of our customers and their next innovations. Our heritage and mission are strong indicators that we plan to keep California and our customers at the cutting edge of technology and innovation. Our leadership team values the ETP partnerships, and it's helped us grow talent, strengthen operations, and stay competitive in a world that moves more rapidly every year, even more so now as designing needs around AI, meaning that we need to also stay ahead of the game. So Keysight asks the members of the panel to continue to support our work in California advanced manufacturers. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to acknowledge and note for the panel that Keysight has been a significant part of the semiconductor ecosystem in California for a long time, and because of some very abrupt and what I will publicly call inappropriate withdrawal of funds from the National Semiconductor Technology Center, partners like Keysight aren't able to access and participate in that ecosystem as they had in the past. Keysight was one of the first 3 awards that R&D awards that NatCast had issued from their headquarters here in Sunnyvale, of which we were excited to support and are sad to lose. And so I just want to say thank you for your continued commitment to California. I know that awards like that were going to be very exciting and critical to companies' continued growth and the continued growth of the industry, but I'm excited to support your proposal today.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I will move approval for Keysight Technologies, Inc., ETP contract number ET 26-0153 in the amount of $599,200.
Second.
All right, any public comment?
There are no public comments online.
And looks like none in the room, so we shall move to votes.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
All righty, so we're all in favor, the motion's adopted and you're funded.
Thank you so much. And I also want to acknowledge Marisol Nikkei for her support. Thank you very much.
All right, panel members, please turn to tab 16 for Lancaster Hospital Corporation, DBA Palmdale Regional Medical Center. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting $560,000 to train approximately 450 workers. Training will take place at their location in Palmdale, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, panel. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present on my facility. My name is Casey Barbiera. I'm the Chief Nursing Officer for Lancaster Community DBA Palmdale Regional Medical Center. And we have been serving the Antelope Valley community since 1970. We are one of 2 hospitals in a very isolated rural community that's about a 40-mile radius. And it is somewhat of an underserved community. We have a lot of migration into our community, a lot of homelessness, and it is difficult sometimes to recruit RNs to this community. So our goal is to educate and promote and grow the employees that have been born and raised in our community to help serve the needs of the patients in our community. We have about 117,000 residents in the community, and it is very widespread, small little areas of the community. So our goal, and we're part of Universal Health Systems, and one of the major drivers for this company is serving the community. So I am open to any questions from the panel.
Thank you. Any questions from anyone on this proposal?
Can you speak to me pertaining to job number 3, which is who was set retrainee for the certified nurse assistants and their wage progression?
Yes.
I'm showing in your application that their wage range is $21 up to $31.11, but all 62 of those trainees are stuck in the middle column of what I'm seeing at $20.01 to $25. I need, if you could elaborate for me on when and how they get higher wages.
Okay, so annually, they do receive a merit evaluation and increase. But in addition to that, we have been doing market analysis to try to see how we can increase the salary wages of those very critical employees to our facility.
So over the course of this 2-year contract, you can anticipate that the wages for the CNAs will increase closer to the 3rd column of a minimum of $25?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The majority of
We're
them.
budgeting for that right now.
Okay, thank you.
Jennifer?
I have a question. You're at about 12% turnover rate, which for the industry is well below the national average. In your proposal, it's noted that the hospital is dedicated to growth and advancement, internal development, and implementing innovative workplace initiatives. I'm just curious if you can elaborate a little bit further on what those initiatives are for your workforce.
Okay, so we have, as we do an analysis of what need our community has, we recently started a Watchman program. Also, we started about a year ago. We started an Open Heart program. Most of our recruitment for the RN staff are coming out of their new graduates. So when they come to us, we ask them, what is your passion? What do you want to be? As you see yourself as an RN, what do you want to be? And we start them in the area of specialty that they're passionate about. We're not doing the old school process of you have to spend a year on med surg before you can progress.
Our development is based on the individual. We hired a bunch of educators. I have 5 educators which support all my nursing units. And in addition to that, we've developed our preceptors so that they can better support the new graduates. Our latest generation has a lot of needs. They need more support. COVID kind of, killed that whole situation. They need more support. They need a mother hen to help them to be successful. And we have provided that infrastructure. And, the sky is the limit. We are open to develop new programs. We just, the company invested in the latest robot, the Da Vinci 5. And so, we have new graduates in the OR and they are learning how to use that robot and how to support the community needs. So it's always about developing what's the latest in the industry and supporting that development.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
Motion to approve Lancaster Hospital Corporation, DBA Palmdale Regional Medical Center, contract number ET 260120 in the amount of $560,000.
Second.
Any public comments on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor. The motion is adopted and you're funded.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Jesse and Phil. Appreciate your help.
Next, we have tab 17. This is a proposal from O'Neill Beverages Co. LLC, doing business as O'Neill Vintners and Distillers. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $296,100 to train a total of 235 workers. Training will take place at the company's locations in Fresno, Marin, San Luis Obispo, and Sonoma counties. Representatives from O'Neill are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. I'm Emily Rutter, Vice President of Human Resources for O'Neill Vintners and Distillers. And with me today is Mike Sneed with Sierra Consulting Services. Thank you for having us here today. ETP support has been instrumental in helping us elevate both performance and purpose. In the wine industry, where craftsmanship and care define everything we do, this partnership has allowed us to invest deeply in our people, strengthening technical expertise, evolving our training priorities as the business grows, and ensuring our team members continue to develop alongside our strategic initiatives. As a certified B Corp, these efforts reflect our broader commitment to doing business responsibly and creating long-term value for our employees and our community. Thank you for your time and consideration of our training proposal and for the support you've provided to make this impact possible. I welcome any questions from the panel.
Thank you. Any questions? No? No questions?
I really want to move the post-retention wage to $20 an hour.
Sure. I can certainly touch on that. So as I mentioned in my opening statement a moment ago, we are a certified B Corp company. And as such, we are focused immensely on paying living wages and family wages. And so as part of that work and the rigorous nature of the certification that we hold, we are continually evaluating our wage rates. And last time I was here, I spoke to the fact that we had a brand new HR team, and I was very proud to lead that effort. And we have tremendous focus in building our compensation program. So wages are a very important topic to us, and we'll continue to evolve that as we make our way through this next contract cycle.
Thank you. Are you amenable to moving the post-retention wage for jobs 1 and 2 to $20 an hour instead of 19?
Let me take a look where you are.
I think you asked something similar last time when I looked.
I think it
Yeah,
is
Mhm.
It's not a surprise.
I mean, it's a hard, I'm going to speak, it's a hard industry at the moment. It's people aren't drinking enough wine. I'm just going to say they are not drinking enough wine. We are seeing a rapid decline in wine, maybe an increase in spirits, but wine has been going down. So
Some of us are doing our part.
I'm glad. I just need more, and especially if you've got
No
younger.
disrespect, but particularly in Paso Robles,
Yeah.
where, there's some good stuff.
There is.
People
It's
should check
okay.
it
We
out.
have some stuff
I
out
know.
there, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Just, you know.
That's where I've
But
traveled
wine
from
is,
today.
you know,
Thank you.
yeah, wine is on a bit of a decline at the moment. We just need more people to drink it. So it's just, especially younger of age, to drink it.
Any other questions?
Is that a yes or no?
Yes, that was a yes. Thank you. Sorry.
Just say she's asking a hard thing is a decline is happening. No.
I'm gonna go buy a bottle after this.
You may buy multiple if you like. Any other questions from anyone?
I will move approval for O'Neill Beverages Co. LLC, DBA O'Neill Vintners and Distillers, ETP contract number ET 26-0142 in the amount of $296,100.
With the revision to.
With the revision to from the post-retention wages from 19 to 20
Second.
In which jobs, isn't it?
1 and 2.
for job number 2.
1 and
Second.
One
One
and
And
two.
1.
Next time you're not going to run in too fast, are you?
So I got excited about running to the grocery store.
I got you excited. Okay, so I think I had a second from Rick.
Yep.
Everyone clear on that motion? Just making sure we were a bit all over the place, but we are good. Okay. Any public comments on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And no one's running here, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Hi.
Alrighty, so we are all in favor and the motion's adopted and we're funded. And we're just going to put the general announcement, just go and drink more wine.
Thank you.
The
so
beverage
much.
industry will appreciate you.
Cheers to that.
Next up is tab 18. This is a proposal from Producers Dairy Foods, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $598,752 to train a total of 972 workers. Training will take place at the company's 12 locations throughout California, and representatives from Producers Dairy are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, panel. My name is Tatiana, I'm the EHS director, and I have Beth Engel, our consultant here today. We come in front of you guys for another contract because we actually have purchased another acquisition in California to keep California strong. Currently, we went from a head count of 300 to 900. We have our headquarters in Fresno and now a new plant in Turlock, California that would have shut down if we wouldn't have purchased them. So we saved 300 employees. And with this funding, we will develop this team and start purchasing more in California and keep California strong. I open for any questions.
Thank you. I appreciate the jobs in Turlock. That's my backyard. Any questions, comments from the panel?
Same as the last applicant, 19 to 20.
What's that?
Moving the post-retention wage from $19 for job number 2 to $20 an hour.
So I knew you were going to ask that, Gretchen.
I thought so.
We actually, our fiscal year ended September 30th, and we just had a 3% increase, which wouldn't have been in these wages. And so I'm not going to say yes, because I don't know where that put the 3%, but we do a 3% increase every year since 2015.
Calculating.
Any of it? Whilst Gretchen's doing the math, which I pride her for, I'm going to hand it over to Jennifer to ask her questions.
So by the end of a 2-year contract, they'd be over the
Correct.
$20.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of changes. You talked about the acquisition. Turnover rate is about 13%, which again is way below the national average in manufacturing. Can you just kind of elaborate a little bit more on what you are doing or plan to do to continue to retain that workforce and stay below the national
Definitely.
average?
So with the funds, what we've done is we've actually enhanced our hiring and onboarding. It used to be an 8-hour process. Now it's a 2-day process. We've also engaged with active town halls. So quarterly, we meet with our team members. We take surveys. We talk about what are we missing in the industry and how can we retain all of our team members. If it's specific trainings, we then talk about those and implement those within the workforce. And some of our retention too is, for example, last month, we celebrated 5 retirements, along with people that have been with us for over 41 years. And so that also is part of our retention is the retirements, unfortunately, because we have been around since 1932.
Well deserved, I'm sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
It's noticeable on the contract. I think this might be you.
Be careful.
But I know, but an out-of-state subcontractor.
You know what? I do
No?
it for a veteran reason, so be very careful.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just wondering like how that occurred.
20 years, 30 years doing ETP.
Okay, 30 years. Got
And
it.
she actually brought me to ETP. I didn't know what ETP was until Beth showed up at my door.
Good to know. Thank you.
Any,
Motion to approve Producers Dairy Food, Inc. in an ETP funding amount of $598,752 with the caveat that the post-retention wage for job number 2 moves from $19 to $20.
Second.
thank you. Any public comments?
There are no public comments online.
And there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor and the motion is adopted and you're funded.
Thank you very much.
Hello, panel members. Please turn to tab 19. This is for Rockview Dairies, Inc., DBA Rockview Farms. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting $171,080 to train approximately 130 workers. And training will take place at their locations in Downey and Southgate, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Ms. Chair and members of the panel, I'm Bill Cruzy, Director of Safety and Loss Prevention for Rockview Farms. I'm here with Michelle Rickner from Job Forward. She's worked, switched companies. She's worked with us on previous contracts. And
She's confusing everyone with the change of the company name. We're all the same. We're like, just change job and then that.
we always appreciated her help. I'd like to thank, first off, to thank Nicole Crancer from the field office for her assistance as well in preparing this. On behalf of Rockview, first of all, I would like to encourage you all to drink more milk as well. But want to express our sincere appreciation to the ETP's continued support. The previous funding we received made a significant impact across our operations. It allowed us to strengthen our workforce through advanced training in food safety, quality assurance, and production efficiency. As a result, we've seen measurable improvements in product consistency, equipment uptime, employee retention. The program also enabled us to upskill frontline workers into higher wage positions, which helped us build a stronger internal pipeline of skilled talent. As we look ahead, the dairy industry is rapidly evolving with new automated technologies, sustainable requirements, regulatory changes. This funding will allow us to train our workforce to operate and maintain new equipment, comply with updated safety and environmental standards, and enhance our leadership and technical capabilities across departments. Our employees are our greatest asset. By investing in our employees through ETP supported training, we can remain competitive, improve efficiency, and ensure that our workforce grows with the changing demands of California dairy industry. I want to thank the panel for considering our proposal, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions from panel? No?
Motion to approve Rockview Dairies, Inc., DBA Rockview Farms, contract number ET 26-0152 in the amount of $171,080.
Second.
Any public comments on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And we have none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
So we're all in favor, motion's adopted and you're funded.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have tab 20. This is a proposal from Rudolph and Sletton, Inc. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting $127,512 to train a total of 253 workers. Training will take place at their locations in Los Angeles, San Mateo, Orange, Placer, and San Diego counties. Representatives are here to answer any questions.
Morning, this is Uma Ryan. I'm the Director of Talent Development. I brought a mini army with me. This is my first time. It's our first time. So I was like, I'm going to bring the experts. If you wanted to join in.
I'm John Holm. I'm Vice President of Operations. Good morning.
I am Robin Smith. I'm a Learning Program Manager. I report to this lady.
Brian.
I'm Brian Fink, our Senior Safety Manager for Rudolph and Sletton.
Well, thank you very much. We are a construction company. We built most of Silicon Valley. We've been in business for 65 years. We have a solid training plan, a training department. It's the two of us with about 30 trainers. We are asking for 253 people, but we do train 433 employees. And we have a plan year over year on how to train and maintain and engage our employees. So it's technical training, it's commercial training, it's management skills. And so I'm super excited to be here, and hopefully you'll give us the money.
Any questions in panel? I mean, I have my usual, because obviously prior contracts, we've had an audit finding.
Yep.
It was for a very small amount, just like one of the others, but if you are looking going forward, how are you working to ensure those findings don't happen? Because it can be one or two found, but it can become big when you realize if under the layers. So can you just help us understand how you're working towards achieving zero audit findings next
Yes,
time?
absolutely. We definitely want to have a zero in our audit, right? It was for $720. We had one person who left the company, left the company, and so we didn't catch that. We have a learning management system which will catch all of that. It's new, and Robin is our expert in that. The other person was, I think, like a vice president, and we have removed vice presidents and directors from this proposal, and so we'll not get caught in that again.
Fantastic. LMSs do help at times.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions, comments?
Motion to approve Rudolph and Sletton Inc. and an ETP funding amount of $127,512.
Second.
Any public comments on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And we have none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor, the motion's adopted, and you are funded.
Excellent. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
And thank you to Nimra. She helped me walk through the whole process. 2 years I've been working on it, so thank you very, very much.
Next up, we have tab 21, which is a proposal from Sturgeon Services International, Inc. They are a repeat contractor requesting $116,928 to train a total of 87 workers. Training will take place at the company's facilities in Fresno, Kern, and Monterey counties. Representatives from Sturgeon are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, panel. My name is Dixie Hernandez, and this is Corey Matos, and we represent Sturgeon Services International. Thank you for having us here today. Thank you for the previous contract and the consideration of a new one. With respect to our company, we are a family-owned business since 1927. Began as Sturgeon and Son, doing business currently as Sturgeon Services International. providing contracting services in the oil and gas, commercial, and public sectors. We are a repeat contractor. We've gone through some significant changes in our industry and are very excited about a new restructure. I represent our HR department, and Corey represents our safety department, and she has been the one to handle the ETP contract over the last few years. And we were really excited as we look forward to the upcoming year with your assistance and your consideration to our application. And we welcome any questions you may have.
Thank you. Does anyone have any?
You're seeking 2 wage modifications of this, and it's lowering the wage for construction workers specifically down to $20 an hour. That's really low for construction workers.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, you're seeking 2 wage modifications, which is lowering the wages for construction workers specifically down to $20 an hour.
That's not accurate.
It's not?
No, I'm.
Okay.
We weren't doing that. It was in New York. That was not what we were
No? Okay.
doing. The way it was worded, we worded it incorrectly.
Okay, so what is the post-retention wage for general laborers?
Okay, so what was provided, I'm new to the ETP process, although I've been with Sturgeon Services for the last 8 years. It was managed under safety. So now that HR and safety are working together under the new restructure, I can honestly tell you that the $20 to $23 range for general laborers was accurate for what the current wages were at the time. We are not interested in lowering wages. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. And those wages, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, we're having a little miscommunication here from what I'm looking at in the contract and how it's proposed. And it's written out that you're seeking a wage modification because you're a priority industry, construction. So that's typical. We see that all the time, going from $42.83 an hour down to $32.12 an hour. We typically see for construction that request for that wage modification. Then there's an additional wage modification because you're in a HUA, a high unemployment area. And so then that's taking the $32.12 an hour down, you're requesting down to $20 an hour for a variety of approximately 51 trainees across the occupations.
Our minimum, that would be all of our roustabouts. I was not familiar with the wage reduction thing. Our minimum, however, we were talking to Mark about it, is our minimum roustabouts are new guys that are coming in.
Okay.
You come in at $20 an hour, and then they will move up to the $21.50, whatever it is, up above that after a 60-day training.
Okay, so then the post-retention wage of $20 an hour is kind of inaccurate.
Yes.
And you're actually much higher than
Yes.
that. Okay.
That would be the lowest level that someone would come in and start out with absolutely no experience at all. They will go through a training program and they're immediately assessed for an increase.
So you're saying that after 60 days, they see an increase from $20 to, you guys tell me what that salary is. So therefore the post-retention wage would always be that 60-day. If everyone is guaranteed that increase, that post-retention wage would be that. I'm looking at staff here. It would be the salary that they're saying, not the entry wage, because it has to be that 90 days. So I think what I'm hearing is you want to change the salary that they get after their 60-day review when they get that increase, because that's a better reflection of actually post-retention wage than the entry-level wage that they're getting, because there is that requirement of 90 days. And when we look at that salary, that's the salary we need people to be at that 90-day as a minimum, as that post-retention wage. So you're saying it does go up to $21.50 after 60 days of employment?
Yes.
So would you confidently be okay to change that from the post-retention wage of 20 to $21.50, because you know after 60 days of employment, they are already moving to $21.50?
Yes, definitely. We're happy to do that. And I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
for the miscommunication
That's
on
okay,
the
that's okay.
application.
It's
complex.
It's different languages of contracts. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I do have a question. It sounds like a lot of great changes are happening. And so you are at about, I think, 12% turnover rate. A little bit higher than I like to see, but can you tell me, with all the changes that you're undergoing, what do you have in place or planning to put in place to create those career pathways to support, internal promotions and to reduce that turnover rate essentially?
Yeah, it was extremely high. It has been based on the external challenges of our industry and the majority of our company as oil and gas focused. So that has been the biggest driver. But we've had to diversify our business quite a bit over the last 2 years, which we feel has stabilized our workforce and provided more security to our employees about, the ongoing potential for work, which has been extremely helpful. And as you mentioned, the trainees is extremely important because they come in with little to no training or entry level if they are hired at that 2150 or bottom level position. And the only way out of that is really the training and the certifications that are available to them that we can offer through the progression of their work and their successful completion of learning the safety practices, how to operate machinery or just the soft skills needed to work in a foreman or lead position. So all of the pathways and the career, opportunities are in place, and those are the things that we want to support. We understand that putting those things to an employee provides value, and it makes us a place that people want to work. So that is what the funding would be used for.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I do have one. This contract's been right size from last time. And as you project going into, so it sounds like from last time, it was mainly due to some issues around business and demand not being there. As you put this one together, can you just help us feel like, how do we put together the plan, the proposal, the confidence of being able to achieve this time? Because it was a really low percent, but I get it. It was partly because of business outcomes.
It was. Again, doing a lot more with less people. There was less opportunity to really focus on maybe the tracking of a lot of things, and then the uncertainty of what work we needed to provide the training for. But now that we're doing such a diverse group of jobs, it's again going into commercial, public sector. It's really training employees on how to, number one, classify themselves, the different types of paperwork and the technology to be completely honest with you, as that grows, having to grow our employees to operate clocking in and out, if you will, things of that nature. There's so much training needed and certifications needed to do the different work that we are currently doing. The certifications for dealing with asbestos and lead, certifications, because safety is a priority and it really does drive our business. We have to make sure that employees are properly trained and certified to do whatever it is before putting them, whether it's a Class A, whether it's whatever it might be. But we have a lot of tactics in place. HR and safety are going to work really close together to make sure that the training provided is focused on their individual progression and their, long-term goals as well.
All right, thank you.
I just wanted to add it too on that. And speaking of that too, is from where we're diversifying over to other industries. So that is leading us to do a lot more training in different fields that we're not used to. So employees that we've had for years and years are now being cross-trained into this other industry that we're dealing with. So there's a lot of that going on now. That's our goal, is we're not putting all our eggs in one basket anymore. We're going going across the board for everything. So that's why we're
Employees
requesting
can
it.
work on whatever job is available to make sure that they have the skills to maintain employment no matter what we're doing.
Okay, fantastic. Any other questions, comments?
Motion to approve Sturgeon Services International, Inc. in an ETP funding amount of $116,928 with the caveat that the post-retention wage moves from $20 an hour up to $21.50 an hour.
Second.
Any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor. The motion's adopted and you're funded. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
Good day.
All right, we're going to take, I know, you're just ready to go, aren't you? But it's that time where I get told I have to take a break. Is it 10? I'm being told, I'm being instructed. For 10 minutes, can you tell my numbers? I'm having to count. So we are right at 11:25. They did this well for me. So we are going to break till 11:35 and then we will come back. I think we're going to come back. We're 2 minutes over, but we had some good conversations. You know, and we are coming to near the end of the day, but not quite. So I am going to call us back, and the stage is back to Heather, who looks like she's about to run out because she's got a coat all done on. Okay, you just look like you're ready to run. Like, hey, I'm going. Had enough.
Oh, all right. Tab 22, The Wonderful Company. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance. They are requesting $180,000 to train approximately 625 workers. And training will take place at their locations in Los Angeles, Kern, Napa, and San Luis Obispo counties. And representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. This is my first time being in an in-person panel, and it has been quite impressive to be here with my team. My name is Kimberly Fernandez, and I lead the Learning and Organizational Development team at The Wonderful Company. I'm joined by my colleagues Rachel Parsons and Beth Shapiro. And I just couldn't help but appreciate the Wonderful Company has many business units that focus primarily in ag and farming. But Rebecca and Derek both talked about the wine industry being down and having potentially helping us in Paso Robles. So I just wanted to say I appreciate that as well, and happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
So the Wonderful Company is so wonderful that you have multiple different contracts under different kind of components or different companies within the same company. So it feels a little bit like coming multiple times to bite at the apple. And this might be a matter that we should maybe perhaps take up a policy committee to kind of really understand how this is happening. Could you elaborate on how this contract is very different and separate, and there's no worker overlap, and the curriculum is different?
Yeah, thank you for the question. And as a people leader, I don't know if I describe it as wonderful, our structure. But yes, absolutely. As you said, they are very separate contracts. They're independent legal entities and businesses. They support different workforces. So they have their own training teams embedded in our pistachios business, for example, in Lost Hills. The businesses that my team supports that we're applying for funding for today is our water, wine, and corporate employees.
I think so. This kind of goes to a similar line, but not. I think it is something we do have to look at policy for sure around this, because I think they're not the only doing this, and it's gone back and forth quite often in conversation. And I think we just add it to the long list, but it might need to move up a bit on the list. Just generally, as we talk about some of the other work we're doing at policy. However, when I look at this and there's multiple contracts, I look at last contract, I look at, coming in again, and performance coming in multiple times by to the apple, but we're not always brilliantly performing. Now we are meeting more than 75%, but we're not at 100%. Can you just help us understand how we're trying to get to that 100 rather than 87 like last time?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for the opportunity to respond to that. I was very disappointed myself that we didn't knock it out of the park with 100%. I will just say by way of explanation, I was new to the ETP process when we entered our last contract, new to working on this independently. We had a subcontractor that was supporting us last time. And so some of the things that we've put in place to help support 100% of our next contract is Rachel Parsons, my colleague who's amazing, who's 100% dedicated to managing this contract, really working with our LMS system, which was UKG was a new implementation for us in the midst of our last contract. So there's so many structural processes that we're putting in place to help address that. And I'm fully confident that won't happen again.
And I think my only question as I look at this, I look at your occupations and you did state this is also supporting, the Justin side of the business, Fiji Water, along with the administrative headquarters. Is any of this training going to what I would call the production frontline team members? Because when I look at the occupations, I'm not seeing any. So I'm just curious, as to why maybe they've been excluded or not, or if they're somewhere bucketed under here in one of these job categories.
Yeah, good call out. So I would say for our wine and water businesses, we are supporting our production employees. I don't know where, maybe we could have made that more clear, but because of the separate contracts, as we already discussed, you're not seeing plant employees, for example, in a sister business, because that is an independent contract in a different team.
So the winery team members are not, so you're just in production workers are not in this contract.
Our wine production employees are.
So I'm just curious which job application, because I'm going to lean on Gretchen here because she will usually ask about wages on them. And I don't know if I see them.
Perhaps they're under admin support staff coordinators.
That's what I was going to say. Yes, thank you.
Okay, now we open up a different discussion, related discussion of how soon can those workers, really the frontline workers that are producing the value in the product, move from the second column of $20 to 25 to the third column of $25 and over.
Yeah, I'm happy to address that. That's actually a huge focus of us. For us and for my team in particular, we hired a new president of wine last fall. We're essentially creating a new business with our 3 wineries, Landmark, Justin, and Napa and Lewis Cellars in Napa. And so everything from, job descriptions to creating a career progression framework, to having, of course, wage progression, but in the context of a talent system that didn't exist before is very much a focus. And then allowing the upskilling and the training curriculum to align with those jobs. And so I very much expect over the next 2 years of our contract, through our annual performance management process, as well as other talent processes that I mentioned, to support that.
So for future contracts, if you come back, I would love to see the production workers kind of separated out and not lumped into the other items. Place a lot of value on those workers that are creating the value for the company. So we want to see the wage progression
And I see the
specifically for
spirit
them.
of that in today. So thank you for that learning.
Any other questions?
I'm going to return to your original line of questioning. And you were here before and you saw what happened with one of the contracts that didn't achieve 100%. They were well below that from their previous contract, and we kind of right-sized them because it doesn't make a lot of sense for folks to not achieve 100% and then come back to us and ask for more than what they achieved last time around. So I would be more in kind of similar tone and similar what we just did. I would rather right-size this contract to the fully achieved amount from last time, plus a little bit, and up to 155,000.
I hear your opening offer because I heard this was a negotiation.
I don't negotiate.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Then withdrawn.
Unless it's me, then it's me.
I'm of course amenable to whatever makes sense. But if I may respond, and my team and I wrestled with this internally to much length. We've doubled our eligible employee group. So if you look at, we think we're asking for a minor increase from our contract from last time, although I understand we didn't fully perform 100% to that. We've put other internal processes and structures in place by way of dedicated team members that are understanding the process, supporting a new business come to be. So I would say that while I recognize what's on paper, we have a plan to fulfill what we have submitted for proposal for contract, or I wouldn't have done that in good faith.
I'm still there. I'm still there.
I want to see if I can get a better understanding what's going on. So when I look at your number of trainees, I'm trying to help you here, but I'm trying to work out what's going on. You have 625 estimated trainees with a weighted average of 12 hours of training. That's like when I listen to you speak, and you have to remember I lead learning and development, so I'm in the same boat as you with this kind of side. I hear that number and I wonder, like, is this, what type of training we really focus? What's the focus as you're looking at these? Is it just general population improvement? Are there focus programs happening? This may help with like getting to 100% more so than 87%. If it's like, we're just doing general training versus focus, what's the plan? Like if I look at these 625 and a weighted average of 12 hours.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I would say we regularly do what we would call a learning needs assessment in our world, because we are supporting wine, water, and corporate employees. Of course, there are going to be some elements of the curriculum, as you see, that are more general, right, for professional development, but even general, I would say segmented by where they are in their career, what their specific role is, individual contributor, manager, supervisor, et cetera. But then we do spend a lot of time, and this is definitely a part of the go forward state, of making sure that it's much more tailored to the needs of what is emerging. For example, some of the things I shared about with the wine business. So yes, we plan to localize and customize training and development per those subgroups.
So as I look at your curriculum, I'm really trying to help you here because I'm trying to convince over here. As I look at curriculum, and I think this is probably a big piece, we talked about there is some production worker training happening. What are we training those frontline team members around? Because I don't see manufacturing skills. I see a few things that may fall into it, but I was just curious.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, and please welcome any of my colleagues to chime in, but some of it is just fundamentals in the individual contributor, depending again on where they are in their career. Are they new to the company? Is a part of it just onboarding them to the job itself and some of that upfront investment? On the wine side, for example, you'll see things like inventory management and control. There are people that we're also working within the wine business. I know I'm emphasizing that just because there's so much of a beginning work to do, whereas in some of our other organizations, it's continued upskilling. But we're also focusing on candidly really just reinventing the way that they're focusing on, working together, collaboration, business acumen, helping them prepare for those higher wage jobs that go beyond some of those fundamental skills.
So it's more of the soft skill, what I call the hard skills, but others call the soft skills rather than the technical skills training, per se, of how to do the job. It's more about teamwork, conflict resolution, communication, than it is how to move wine, how to build lines, how to rack, etc. I'm just using wine because that's my real depth.
I think in the spirit of the higher wage jobs, that's what we want to move them into, and that's usually the differentiated skills.
Where are you comfortable?
I want to look at others. I'm back and forth on this, so I'm gonna look at some others for thoughts.
I hearing Gretchen's concern with the 180. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the prior conversation, we landed on the amount of the prior contract rather than the ask plus just a little bit. So could we compromise at a 172 and $40?
I would be okay with that.
I know,
more comfortable. Yeah, I just want you to know we wrestled with that so much internally. So from an integrity standpoint, I recognize the perception, but we thought long and hard about that and how we thought we could earn it.
Panel member Kirk, I'd be fine with that. Yeah. If you want to make the motion.
Yeah. I will move approval for the Wonderful Company LLC DBA, the Wonderful Company, ET contract number ET 26-0143 in the amount of up to $172,040.
Second.
Any public comment on the proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there's no one running to the podium, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Bencourt.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so the motion is adopted and you're funded.
Thank you. Thank you for the thoughtful discussion, and to Nicole and Phil as well.
Good, thank you.
All right, panel, please turn to tab 23. This is Viara Corporation, DBA Viara Building Systems. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting approximately $283,360 to train approximately 253 workers. And training will take place at their locations in Livermore, Manteca, Fairfield, and McClellan. And representatives are here to answer any questions.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm not good with a mic. Good morning, and thank you to the panel for hearing our application and considering Vollara Corporation for ETP funding. We also want to thank Jana, Samantha, and Phil for their ongoing support through this process. We truly appreciate the opportunity here today and present our commitment to the workforce development. My name is Jessica Bowler, and I am Assistant Supervisor for Training and Career Development. I am joined here today by my mentor and Senior Training Coordinator, Kathleen Carlson. Vollara founded in 1947 and was a full-service HVAC plumbing and solar company serving residential, commercial across California. In addition to our core services, Vollara includes research and development, home service, commercial service, all supported by our career development and training team. Training is central to our mission. Come for the job, but stay for the career. As the industry evolves, especially with the increasing demands of state initiatives and electrification, Vollara continues to adapt and develop initiatives, solutions, and support for homes and communities throughout the region. Our ability to respond to these changes has driven by our investment in people. Each year, Vollara commits to over $350,000 to comprehensive employee development, covering everything from onboarding, leadership growth, and safety compliance, and hands-on technical training. This investment reflects our belief that a well-trained workforce is essential to deliver quality service and driving innovation. Today, we are requesting $283,360 in ETP funding to train 253 employees. These funds will supplement and not replace our existing investment, and will directly support our ongoing initiative to cross-train employees across multiple trades and divisions. This approach ensures that our field labor and continue work grow in their careers, even during housing market slowdowns. By gathering the skills needed to flex areas such as home service, commercial work, and beyond. Thank you again for your time and consideration, and we're excited to answer any clarifying questions.
Thank you. Does the panel have any questions? Go for it.
I do. I'm sure you know what I'm going to ask. So your turnover rate is at 16%, which is slightly high with other contractors that have come forward even today. And it sounds like you are investing in your workforce. So can you just explain why that number is slightly elevated?
Absolutely. So Volara's turnover rate is 16%, primarily driven by the economic factors, including high housing costs and market slowdown to reduce the demand of HVAC, plumbing, and solar. The fluctuations of like temporary layoffs during slow periods of time. To mitigate this, Vollara has strategically expanded our home service and commercial areas where it has not been affected by the housing crisis or housing slowdown, I should say. But the ETP funding plays a critical role in supporting this transition. It enables us to provide targeted training that helps employees build skills, transition into different trades, and remain employed in areas where work is currently available. Additionally, we prioritize rehiring the most recent layoffs. So we are also the career development team, not only the training team. And so we work together with 6+ certified coaches that reach out to all laid off employees to make sure that they know where the company is standing, so they are the first ones to come back. And our slow periods tend to be 3 to 4 months out of the year. Right now, we're feeling it a little bit more because housing is not selling, but we've been able to investigate and then use our lean initiatives within the company to find areas where we can flex employees and work on cross training. And that has been hugely successful.
Thank you.
So you're requesting a really significant amount of productive lab for a large number of your employees and in construction and not manufacturing. So similar to one of the contracts we heard before, I'm struggling with that component. So I need you to elaborate for me on how this is productive lab when they're not producing manufactured product.
Absolutely. I'm very thankful for the past videos we have been prepping for you, Ms. Gretchen, and I'm so excited that you asked this. So yes, we're asking for 40 hours weighted for our productive lab. This helps. They are producing in the field with an ALP coach that is a subject matter expert in the field. So they're working hand in hand. The reason why we're requesting so many hours is because these employees are taking so many classes to do an in-house class and then be able to do a lab in the field in real time. Now they do get signed off. We use the ETP rosters even when we're not in contract. We keep everybody using the standard work. So we are very diligent and ensure that those hours are dedicated to productive lab. There's no any gray area with us. We follow the paper trail. We speak to the trainee. We speak to the supervisor that, or the subject matter expert that did the training, concur with the division manager and all the powers that be before us to ensure that those are actually productive hours.
You just said something that didn't necessarily raise, but I just went up to the total hours of your average hours training. So again, it's the average hours. Your weighted average is showing 40. So are some of these trainees just going to be getting productive lab, or are they going through classroom before they go out to that? I mean, I'm just helping put the pieces together, and that you're saying it's about 20 hours per year. So are people on like a multi-year training plan as they're doing this, like throughout the life of the contract?
It depends on the employee's status. So we just invest in a new LMS system that will populate rather than us scrolling through Access or an Excel document, which is very nice.
It's life-changing.
It is life-changing. But when that employee, let's say they were an installer and we're moving them to journeyman, their training plan does change. And so if they have not finished the prerequisites to go into that position, we will get them caught up. But whether it's understanding how to manage a job site, how to work with superintendents, and then also how to support employees in the field to do that job successfully, we will use those hours towards it. But there generally is not a cross. We have specific plans for everybody, and we use the in-house training to reflect the basics and almost the subtitles of what you need to know book-wise, and then they're eligible to do it in field. Where the productive lab is also going to help us is we are currently taking rough or finish installers for HVAC because there is no work for them right now. We're moving them to plumbing or moving them to a commercial so that they have that experience. So they are getting that one-on-one real time.
Yep. She needs more caffeine. No, okay. Thank you for that, Rose. Any other questions, comments? No. I'm looking. Do we have a motion? Everyone's gone quiet.
I will move Velara Corporation, DBA Velara Building Systems and ET contract number ET 26-0155 in the amount of $283,360.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any public comment?
There are no public comments on them.
There's none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Bencourt.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor and the motion's adopted. You're funded. Good luck with
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm going to recuse myself from the next one. Thank you.
All right, panel, we are on to the multiple employer contractors. We have tab 24. This is for Butte Glen Community College District. They are a repeat, as you all know. Oh, sorry. Okay. They are a repeat, requesting $849,999 to train a total of approximately 1,887 workers. Training will take place at the college's training center in Orville and participating employers' work site locations, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you, panel, for having us here today. I'm Alistair Roughton, ETP Program Manager for your college, and you recognize.
And I'm Annie Rafferty, and I'm the Director at Butte College, and appreciate the opportunity to consider our proposal tonight.
Yes. Also, Dr. Grimes, I'm glad that you pointed out Manufacturing Month. We're very excited in our proposal to support 1,887 workers in Northern California. We include a large number of manufacturers, and so we expect that number to peak 7,000 to contribute to the 6938 from the single employer contracts. But in terms of who we're supporting, we're obviously a multiple employer contract. We have a large following in the manufacturing sector, in particular employers like Johns Manville, who are celebrating their 50th year in the North State, and are looking to develop succession plans and develop internal training plans to still recover from pandemic lulls. And then a lot of ag manufacturers. That's when I mentioned Manufacturing Day. We tapped into this resurgence and interest in training and employee development earlier this year, and 10 employers got together at Carrier Family Farms and agreed upon similar topics of interest, and foremost amongst that was continuous improvement and developing skills that benefit the entire workforce, not just individual employers. The reason I mention that is we took that into consideration as we developed our contract, and between that feedback and the feedback from the area's HR groups, who we just met with 150 HR leaders this Tuesday, we've doubled the number of attendees at the Manufacturing Day next Friday, which I point out is October 31st and Halloween. So it was a big commitment. A few people could not attend because of school parades and whatnot, but we're very excited to get back to that group who are eager to begin training both new employees and upskill existing employees. Additionally, I want to point out that our area continues to be impacted by wildfires. So another key component to our contract is supporting the utility line clearance workers, utility line clearance arborists, and who are under increased pressures from the utilities, namely PG&E, to complete assessments at the assessment yard in Oroville. I bring up the assessments because there are 6 assessments and growing that are critical for all these workers to pass to retain employment. The contractors and the subcontractors are not able to work on their critical projects without the workers passing those assessments. So we're using our TWI job instruction methodology to help the trainers standardize some of the processes to improve pass rate and improve the employee's ability not just to perform the tasks, but to demonstrate and explain the tasks. That being said, you may recognize the job instruction methodology. That's all. Fortunately, that's also of keen interest to a lot of the manufacturers as well. So, without going too deep into the curriculum, I just want to express our gratitude to the panel today for having us back, and enthusiasm to begin our 12th contract. So, thank you, panel, and also thank you, staff. Phil Boyer and Karen Mam have been amazing in the development of this application.
Any questions? I have a general curiosity. Ooh, it's like, with the TWI, this is more general curiosity than anything. With TWI, are you guys going through the institute, or are you developing JI and teaching certified that way?
So, sorry.
Only because we're heavily involved in it, so that's why I was curious, like if they put the connection or not with the team that I work with.
Similar to our journey with ETP,
Mhm.
we have 5 contracts in our ET 13 contract, and those employers, mainly manufacturers, said, "Oh, we need to be a TWI expert on our staff." So we leaned in with many other colleges and made the investment in certification of trainers, and have a
There are like 3 of you, so we're just.
We still are.
Yes, so we had 5 employers that leaned into that practice, both with JI, job instruction, job relations, job safety, and job methods. I am one of those certified trainers because when we lean in, we practice what we are intending to roll out. And it is a standard operating procedure now for Graphic Package International and many of our employers here in the North. So the unique application in arboriculture is around that worker, because if the learner hasn't learned, the trainer hasn't trained. And so for the worker to have to describe the skill that they're traditionally only demonstrating because they're arborists and they work quietly amongst their work, to describe it at the assessment yard is quite a different task and expectation of the worker. So we did an analysis over about 1.5 years, and we have gained agreement of that application in arboriculture, and it's making a change nationally, as recognized at the Trees and Utilities Conference in Knoxville, Tennessee, just a short couple of weeks ago.
Awesome. I want to see it at the TWI Institute as well. I haven't been for a few years, but I have lots of colleagues who go. I just applaud the work on the MECs that you guys do. It is, I'm like, okay, everyone's on fit. The work that's happening and focus to your regional sustainability is huge, and I think it's just really important to highlight that. You know, for our contracts in, it is very much about your local ecosystem, the workforce, and really tailoring. And I just want to call it out because I know people say, "Who do you go and talk to about community colleges?" I'm always like, "Go and see Annie, because she can tell you how it works in that ecosystem of what's on your doorstep and really supporting through the contract out piece." So I just want to support you guys on that. As we go down some of the work with Max, I just think it's important to call that. Any other questions, comments on the proposal?
Motion to approve. Glen Community College District EP 26-0145, amount to $849,999.
I'll second.
Any public comments?
There are no public comments online.
And there are none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy.
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill.
Aye.
Michael Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom. Oh, sorry. Rebecca
Shoot.
Davenport.
Aye.
Ricky Smiles.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Alrighty, the motion's adopted. You're funded.
Very much.
Thank you.
Alrighty, panel members, we are now on tab 25. This is a proposal for Cerritos Community College District. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, and they are requesting $849,195 to train approximately 768 workers. Training will take place at participating employers' work sites throughout California, and representatives are here to answer any questions.
Thank you. ETP panel audience, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I'm excited. I'm grateful to be here. My name is Belle Gomez. I'm the Director of Community Advancement and Economic Development at Cerritos College. And through our corporate training center, we've been able to serve hundreds of companies throughout time across the Southern California region. But now through ETP's help, we can serve more. Which is very exciting to me. Our current ETP contract is performing strongly, was mentioned. We're projected to actually close out at 103%, if that's such a thing. So I'm really excited about that and the work that we've done. We're really proud to be slightly ahead of schedule with a cushion of 3 months in case anything happens, to be able to close out well. That means that we're on track to complete all deliverables by or before the end of the year, ensuring that we have a seamless transition into this new contract without disruption of services. From this current contract, we've successfully trained over 500 participants, employees, and we have verified that 61% of the participants show wage progression, which is really important and a clear outcome of the upskilling value that ETP funds bring to the region, to the workforce, and to the employer partners who are making an investment and a commitment in their employees. So thank you. For this new funding round, we're requesting nearly $850,000 to expand our services. In our first contract, our funding was limited because we were a new MEC, but with the lessons learned and improved internal systems and strong demand for new and returning employers, we're confident that we can scale and deliver even greater impact. We already have employers and trainings already lined up, ready to launch upon your approval today. This new proposal keeps much of our proven framework, including industry-aligned curriculum, employer partnerships, and compliance procedures that are really important, while expanding our reach into additional employer industry priority sectors such as construction, healthcare, transportation, and logistics, while continuing to serve the traditional aerospace and manufacturing sectors. We're truly prepared as we close out the current contract and to start the new contract with capacity and the experience to support both without compromising quality and or compliance. Lastly, I'd like to express my thanks because you don't get here by yourself. So we're here because of the help and the guidance of so many. So thanks to our community college collaborative group, Upskill California, including El Camino, Mount Sac, Butte, who's here and just got approved. So congratulations to them for the mentorship, for believing in us. Oh, wow. For believing in us and mentoring us, not only as subcontractors to get the experience, but believing in us to become a MEC. Last time was my first time. This is my second time, so thank you. And a special thanks to ETP, your staff, for guiding us along the way. Elsa, Robert, Phil, Samantha, and everybody. And a special shout out to my team. I wouldn't be here without them. So Cindy Lowe, where would I be without you? Bertha, and thanks for holding up the fort so that I could be here today. And honestly, this feels like I'm rushing through an Academy Awards speech. But really, I appreciate the consideration for this proposal. Thank you for your time and the partnership. And happy Friday. So.
Thank you. Any questions?
Just want to state, I really appreciate as a public community college, the value of the training that you're providing. Sometimes it results in certifications and just the advancement of the workforce. And I really love that you tracked the wage progression for the last time around. And I would love for our MECs to do more of that. So thank you for leading on that.
I would just say well done for closing out early, because we often hear the extra hard work of the community colleges and on a first time, but I'm sure that's partly group behind you's coaching and various others, but from echoing, it is good to see, like, especially in an area where there's a lot of people with contracts, like everyone working together to really maximize for that region. So be proud of yourself for closing out on that amount early, is what I would say. Any questions, comments from anyone else?
Motion. Oh,
Go ahead.
oh, thank you. Motion to approve Cerritos Community College District in an ETP funding amount of $849,195.
Second.
Any public comment on this proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there seem to be none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
Aye.
Rebecca Vadencourt,
Aye.
Ricky Smiles,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor. The motion's adopted. Good luck with your second one.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have tab 26. This is a proposal from IPC International, Inc., doing business as Global Electronics Association. They are a first-time contractor requesting $295,372 to train a total of 584 workers. Training will take place at participating employer locations in Orange, San Diego, Santa Clara, Placer, and El Dorado counties. Representatives from IPC are here to answer any questions.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the panel. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to our application and our proposal. My name is Victoria Hawkins, and I'm the Director for Grants and Funding with IPC International, doing business as Global Electronics Association. I wanted to just share with you, we are the industry association dedicated to advancing the global electronics manufacturing ecosystem. With more than 3,200 member companies worldwide, our largest member base is here in California. They include manufacturers in aerospace, defense, automotive, medical technology, and advanced computing. We develop internationally recognized standards, workforce training and credentialing programs, and advocacy initiatives that strengthen the manufacturing competitiveness. As a mission-driven and industry-led organization, we work in partnership with employers, educators, and government agencies to ensure that the electronics workforce and supply chain are equipped to meet the demands of modern technology and national priorities. Together, we are building a highly skilled talent pipeline and supporting the long-term growth and resilience of the electronics manufacturing sector in the United States and beyond. I understand that you have some questions and concerns, and I'm happy to address them with you here now.
Can I ask a question? Go ahead if you've got questions. No, I know you have questions. I'll let you start and then I'll.
We both have many questions, apparently. So it's rare, and I'm struggling to recall a similar MEC that has come before us where you're out of state. And this is for manufacturing, and I'm a little bit more accustomed to seeing curriculum pertaining to manufacturing that is hands-on kind of learning in the classroom or in the field or at the job site. And what you're proposing here is 70% of all training will be offered via computer-based training and 30% via e-learning. And so I'm struggling to see the value of this training to both the employer and the employee, if it feels like it's kind of almost self-taught perhaps, or just computer-based. I need some elaboration, please.
I understand and appreciate the question. So first of all, our online training model was developed at the direction of the industry itself. Okay, our member companies specifically requested flexible, scalable, and high quality online learning that meets the realities of modern manufacturing. The online instructor-led and the computer-based training we call asynchronous training allows employers to enroll their employees as training needs arise versus, or rather waiting until they have a group that they can enroll at one time. This flexibility minimizes the downtime of the actual employee and maximizes their production. So it makes our training more accessible statewide. Our courses are they're interactive, they're rigorous, and most of them are accredited by ANSI. That ensures that they're verified competency and instructional excellence. They cannot be simply clicked through. They just cannot. Each lesson requires engagement, participation, and mastery with immediate feedback when responses are incorrect. The training is project-based, so it provides the information, the hands-on application, and the follow-up from the instructors and the employee mentors to reinforce the learning. This is with both online instructor-led and the CBT programs. They're structured much like college courses. So they're taught by industry-recognized experts who authored many of our global IPC standards that are used by the California manufacturers. In the last 12 months alone, we've trained a little more than 24,000 learners. 1,800 of those were based here in California alone. All of our training maintains high satisfaction and completion rates with a cumulative 4.78 of a 5-star rating. Our model directly supports ETP's mission by combining accessibility, flexibility, and verifiable outcomes. This ensures that every California trainee under this contract gains practical, industry-relevant skills that translate into measurable workforce achievements. You're welcome.
When you, I'm like, Grace is going to do this to me. Try Jessica's instead and see if that's better. It is. That's kind of weird. So with your learners, their average learning of computer-based is about how many hours versus that like virtual classroom period of time?
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
So with the employers that I included on this particular application, the majority of them will actually be taking what we call online instructor-led. So if it's let's say a 20-hour course, perhaps half of that would be with the instructor face-to-face over Zoom. And then the other part of it is the application that's followed through with the instructor. The CBT courses, which are the asynchronous learning courses, are much smaller in time. And those are led, online. But again, with the employers that are utilizing those courses, they have mentors there that are following up with the learning to ensure that it's done correctly with the application. Because in order to pass the test, they have to be able to demonstrate that.
So there
are tests.
There are tests and there is on-the-job components baked in, but we're not reaching for those with these funds.
Yes.
But there is what I would call the application piece during their learning that maybe we're not, but this is truly looking for the funds for I'm going to say the book learning to the CBT and then the virtual instructor, but then there is time for them to go and practice on the job to be able to pass those assessments. If they're not applying it and being able to remember it, they're not actually usually able to pass the assessments that come out in the certification.
There's actually built-in assessments to even the CBT courses that they must pass to be able to move on to the next section. Excuse me.
A quick question. Are all the trainees employed?
I'm sorry, sir?
Are all the trainees employed?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So the curriculum that you're offering is, to me, it's creating knowledge and awareness of something before they actually get the on-the-job training.
It can be both, actually. So the employees that, for instance, the employers, again, that I worked with to develop this application, anticipated hiring new hires, right? They also anticipated upskilling current employees. The new hires receive a certain number, typically, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours of their employer's onboarding. But what these employers were hoping to do was to take our curriculum and include that as part of their onboarding to get them ready for the manufacturing line or for whatever position they were being hired to, they have been hired to fill. For the upskilling, it was an effort to utilize quality training that they didn't have to create, but they know that we have in fact created. And then those employees can move up in their job progression, both with wage and position.
Got it, thanks.
Any other questions?
So did you mention that there's certifications as well with the training?
So we do offer certifications. The certifications were not embedded into this ETP application, but the training leads to certification. So they can complete the training, and once those trainings have been completed, then they can apply to be certified.
Through you?
Through us, yes.
And is there an additional cost to that?
There is.
How much?
It depends on the certification.
Approximate range, please.
It could be $1,200 for one. It could be as much as $5,000 for another at a training center. Most of our employers have trainers on staff. And so those trainers then can certify in-house, which eliminates the cost.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, how did you hear about ETP?
Thank you for asking that, actually. So we host an annual trade show that brings in nearly 10,000 people to Southern California every year. ETP approached us 2 years ago. And they asked us to consider applying as a MEC because they recognize the training and what we do is very niche to the electronics manufacturing company. We are the only organization and association that does this. And so 2 years ago, I was asked to take this on. So this is actually a culmination of 2 years worth of work, working very closely with some very, very key people at ETP to get to this place. I'm a very literal person. So when I understood what this looks like, I went out and I started talking to our employers here in California. And I actually, in order to prepare this application, took the time with them to develop individual training plans so that we knew exactly what we were asking for. This was not a guess. It wasn't a shot in the dark. My original proposal was for a little more than $700,000 because that's what our employers needed. And when I understood the limitations of a first-time MEC, we reduced that. And so after a lot of very thoughtful and considerable time, being very specific to advocate for the needs of our employers here, this is where we're at. And I'm really excited to be here today. I really am. I'm super nervous, but I'm very excited. And, it was an honor to be asked to participate. And after, all the time that we've invested into this process, I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to launch, as are my employers. They're waiting with bated breath. How's it going? Are you approved yet? So they're very anxious to get started.
Well, I will say, while I wish that you were a California-based association, please keep your trade show in Southern California. We like hearing that.
And if you'd like for me to address that out-of-state issue, I'm prepared to do so because I understood that it was a concern. While our headquarters are not located in California, we do have a considerable presence and influence here in California. We are an industry-driven association, like I mentioned, representing more than 3,200 members, with a considerable number of our members here in California. They include Google, Amazon, Apple, Intel, Oracle, Siemens, GE Energy, TTM Technologies, Honeywell Aerospace, Lockheed Martin, and other U.S. naval defense entities here in California that are members of IPC. Our chairman of the board is actually the CEO of TTM Technologies in Southern California, and our lead PCB instructor lives in California. We also own a media publication, iConnect 007, which is based here in California. We have our Apex Expo, which is hosted annually in Southern California, drawing in nearly 10,000 people worldwide to drive your economy and to support our industry. Our California employers and workers, they align, very directly with your mission and what we are all trying to do here. So in short, while our headquarters might be in another state, our presence here is very viable and it's very prominent.
I don't know if you mentioned it. I think you mentioned one. How many instructors are actually based here in California? Do you have staff who are instructors here in California as well?
So our lead PCB instructor and industry recognized expert lives here in California. He does virtually all of our online instructor led where PCB is concerned.
Yeah. That's super helpful. Thank you for coming prepared for that. That was great.
I can tell you, he lives in Northern California up here, and I'm actually a California native as well. I was born and raised in this area. So this is very comfortable to me. And something that we wanted to really emphasize with you was that at any time, if my presence is needed, I'm the person that will be managing this contract. Being here is not an issue. If the employers need my presence, we will be here. If there's an audit, I will be here. So just because our headquarters is someplace else doesn't mean that we cannot be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
You've done an outstanding job, and I
thank
just
you.
want to commend you on that. So you don't need to be nervous.
Thanks.
I do want to share, though, I hope you're very successful with this first contract and that you come back for future contracts. But that's just me. Can't speak for the rest of the panel.
Thank you.
But I do want, when you come back for future contracts, to be able to explain to me how many of the workers that you trained were then adopted to go and get the certifications through their employer versus having to potentially adopt themselves to eat the cost of that future certification. So that's just something I'll be looking for next time around.
I'm happy to provide that to you. I can also share with you part of what I do in my position is to help employers and employees identify funding nationwide to support those certification costs. So I work very closely with the workforce boards and educational entities to provide those to employees and employers so that they do not have to absorb those costs on their own. We at IPC or GEA are very dedicated to supporting that, to developing the pipeline and making those services accessible to the people who are supporting this industry. You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
We'll move approval for IPC International Inc. DBA Global Electronics Association ET 26-0165 in the amount of $295,372.
Second.
Alrighty. Do we have any public comment on this proposal, either in the room or online?
There are no public comments online.
Oh, yeah, we will do.
No public comment, but I do want to make a note that Rick did have to leave.
So before we get to the vote. All right, so no public comments, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom. Aye. Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so we're all in favor. The motion's adopted and you're funded.
Thank you so very
You're
much.
welcome.
Okay, next up is tab 27. This is a proposal from Soma AEC Inc. doing business as Oxman College. They are a repeat contractor with good prior performance, requesting $745,176 to train a total of 209 workers. Training will take place at their offices and participating employers' work sites. Representatives from Oxman College are here to answer any questions.
Good afternoon, panel members and staff. My name is Sonia Pagach, Program Director at Oxman College, and I'm here today with Mr. Sam Rodriguez, our Senior Advisor. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present our proposal today. We're grateful to the staff at the Bay Area office for their support and guidance throughout the application development process. In this proposal, we plan to provide training for small and mid-sized companies in the priority industries such as construction and healthcare, focusing on high demand skills. Thank you again for considering our proposal. Now I'll hand it over to Sam for brief remarks.
Thanks. Good morning, ETP panel, Madam Chair, members of the ETP panel. My name is Sam Rodriguez. Many years ago, I served on the ETP panel myself for about 7.5 years through the appointment of 3 assembly speakers. Today, I also have been serving as the Vice Chair of the San Francisco Workforce Development Board for over a decade. And I recently joined the leadership team of Oxman College. It has been a complete delight, and particularly because of the healthcare crisis that we have in our state, the enormous demand that we have to train workers for certified nurses, licensed vocational nurses, I have a particular sort of insight because of my policy background, we're very concerned of what's happening with the Medicaid cuts and also the enormous stress now on the healthcare industry. Lastly, I'd like to share with you that the ETP staff has been terrific. Jana, Chris, Robert, it's been a complete delight to work with them. It reminds me over and over again why the mission of this program is so critically important to the state of California. And with that, we'll take a number of questions as you see.
Go ahead. So this isn't the first time around. This would be the 19th contract. I raised concerns the last couple of times about funding a for-profit private college that has a very significant per worker cost to this. And I struggled with the optics of how this particular college was presenting itself to the public and the true value to the workers undertaking the coursework and whether or not they would proceed forward in their careers. I have come to learn that this is not an accredited college. It is deemed allowed to operate by the California Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education, BPPE, but it is not necessarily offering credentialed education certificates for the advancement of the CNAs and the other nurses. Is that correct?
Well, for CNAs, we do have the training, and they're able to take that test, and they do get that certification.
Okay.
They also get certificate in like CAD that we do in other fields.
Okay, so I took a look at your website and dug around, and consistently you're directing viewers or potential applicants to do the research themselves at the Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education, BPE. And when I pull up your performance fact sheet, and the most recent one available is for calendar years 2021 and 2022. And when I look at that, as just somebody interested might be applying to this program, and I'm seeing for both 2021 and 2022 that the number of students who began the program is 0. The students available for graduation is 0. The number of on-time graduates is 0. The on-time completion rate is 0. And that is consistently throughout all the different items that you're training for. So I'm confused as to what that is presenting to the public and to ourselves.
We currently do have another website, and all the numbers are there. It's definitely not 0.
Okay.
Where we do retraining. We've been, with ATP for 19 contracts. We've had over 30 years of experience. We're working with ETP and non-ETP. We've had CAD classes going on. That's non-ETP. We work with nonprofits that aren't eligible for ETP.
Okay, so can you help me understand why this official document through this bureau is stating 0, but your website is stating that you've proudly served more than 10,000 students and community members through your education and workforce development programs since inception over 33 years. So that would be around 330 folks a year. Your completion rate, as stated on your website, is 90%, and your state exam passage rate is 88%. But then I'm over here looking at what BPPE is producing. Like, what is going on here?
Before I joined Oxman College, I also looked at that. I think there's some administrative errors in my capacity on being the San Francisco Workforce Board. I spoke to the San Francisco Public Health Department. Their contract with Oxman, which is not ETP funded, is actually outstanding, and it's been in place for over a decade, and it's still in place.
Okay. So I'm struggling with, and I've requested this a few times, I want to hear the stories of the impact of this training to the workers themselves. Like, through the numbers of the graduation rates, it makes me very uncomfortable to see hold on, give me 1 second, to see the cost per trainee is between 3,000 to 4,700. I'm rounding things up. And when I look at the website and the cost for somebody coming into your college, that almost matches that.
We don't charge anybody when we do.
You
ETP
don't,
and
so you don't charge our trainees, workers, but you are charging others, correct?
and that's like a separate program.
And it's just the
that's
same
not
amount.
ETP related.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the San Francisco Department of Public Health has a contract with Oxford College for training their work staff.
Mhm.
Is not ETP funded. And I also asked for data between 2019 and 2025 of the number of trainees placed that completed training, and it's 1,537, and the number of participating employers have been 93. So Gretchen, I mean, you've known me for a number of years. I don't get involved unless I do my research, right? And this has been an outstanding performer who understands ETP and understands the separation between ETP funded training and
Mhm.
non-ETP funded training. And in terms of the website, as I understand it, it's already been in new development and changing.
Which I have taken a look at both versions of the website, the previous one that came before us at the time of December, and then also the newer version too. And, you know, there's some things that raise an eyebrow there of the direction of the applicants, that you'll have access to a whole plethora of videos, and it turns out the videos are all like YouTube online, not produced by you. But I mean, there's I just have
Gretchen, I just-
concerns. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a couple questions. I want to clarify something with staff. That average cost per trainee is calculated by wage and hours, correct, to training in the 130? I just want to make sure, because I don't think it's the fee that's being charged, and I think we just need to be careful as we talk about this, that it's not the charge that Oxford are charging. It is the estimated based on the hours and the salary.
It's actually the weighted average hours is calculated based on our reimbursement rate
Mhm.
and the average number of hours that they are telling us that these trainees will receive.
So for that
So
average
is an
cost.
average for purposes of putting the contract together. That can
Mhm.
fluctuate depending on the actual number of hours of training that they receive.
Yeah, so it's nothing to do with how much Oxford are charging or anyone's charging. It is to do with calculations on our behalf. And I think we always have to be very, very clear. And I wanted to make sure we're clear on that. I have a question for you. And I think when I look at this, some have traditionally been architectural, building, that side of it. More recently is coming into the healthcare. And I remember when we were going through the HWAF applications, we had a lot of conversation about this, around why are we switching gears? What's happening? Where are the specialties of this? Is this still part of your, I'm going to say, concern more so? Is the diversification or something around why going this way than this way? I mean, they're very, very different fields, and I will give credit to that. They are very different fields. Architecture is very different, and CAD is very different to medical. Is that part of what's causing you an uncomfortable?
Yes, I mean, it's like, how specific is this college meeting the demands of the employer with the workers and providing quality education when there's kind of pseudo specializing in nursing and then also CAD and building and engineering, very different kind of things. And my eye keeps getting drawn back to, like, this is a for-profit private college, and I have a lot of concerns around that, as I've voiced many, many times over, of doing that. And then in the contract, or the proposal, excuse me, it states that the majority of the business of Oxman is sustained by ETP through participating employers utilizing its education services. And it's presenting the optics of, like, that ETP is now creating this private for-profit college. And that makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Alright. I understand your concerns and optics can seem that way. We're doing the HUF contract right now and we've completed 100% and 100% placement. The reason we went into healthcare, we saw the demand. We saw how healthcare was in huge demand, especially CNAs in high unemployment areas. So that's why we went that route. We have instructors that have worked with us for many years. They're very qualified. We have longstanding relationship with them. We find them through universities, referrals. So it's not just we're tapping into everywhere possible. We're very comfortable. We have the instructors who are very knowledgeable with this.
So when I go onto the website and I'm looking at all the different modules, you have over 20 of them, and I click on any one of them, and then I can download a PDF of, it looks to be the full curriculum and then the test, the draft test. Like that to me is not quality training and curriculum. That seems almost like self-taught. So I need you to talk to me about how the value of your instructors and what they're actually doing with these students in the classroom, or how that's being conducted.
Yeah, so our instructors, we do a lot of hands-on training. We have either a 1-on-1 ratio, 1-to-10 ratio, depending on the needs of that particular facility. We work together, we do a needs assessment. We work together with the facility, and that's how we're able to make sure that the employees are getting trained in what they're needed and be able to advance.
I'm going to switch up topics and go to my
Before you switch
usual
topics. I just want to share with you, and it's factual. The state has identified, so has PPIC, that we need both public colleges, community colleges, and private vocational to basically educate the demand that we need just in the healthcare space. So for example, SEIU Local 2015 has huge demand because the home care workers are on site. So the delivery of the training is a hybrid. And that's what I learned. I'm gonna go a little step further. What I learned in terms of their work with the San Francisco Public Health System and our local hospitals, it was also hybrid because they didn't have enough nurses, especially certified nursing assistants. We're having a huge increase in long-term care facilities. So this kind of training is becoming mission critical.
Time to switch topics for me, at least. Back to wages, which is always my number one thing. I should have started on that. And you're listing for certified nursing assistants a wage minimum at $17.67 an hour. And you're using the healthcare benefit to meet the post-retention wage. So it really is the $17.67 an hour, which is really low for a CNA. And like, how connected are you into being able to convince the employers to increase those wages and demonstrate wage progression for these trainees?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, we always want to increase the wages. We've only asked for those in the high unemployment areas, and those are just for the 20 CNAs. In these rural areas, we have a facility in Riverside who does have those wages. We are able to increase it a little.
Anyone else have any questions, comments?
Sorry, what do you mean you are able to increase those a little?
You can go up in the range.
You can go up on that floor.
Yeah. And overall, we have 2017 as our total for with healthcare benefits.
Yeah. Are you comfortable going up without the healthcare benefits to at least like something like the $20 to at least getting us minus the healthcare benefits into that initial range?
Yeah.
So which job are we looking at and what amount? Just making sure we're clear for whoever's making, if we get to motion time, that we're very clear about what is going on. So are we talking about which job here? I'm just making sure.
So I would be looking at jobs 3 and 4 that have that floor of 1767, which is for the certified nursing assistant, bumping the, what is that, 40 jobs combined?
But we need to do it by job category. So you do it by job number 3 because
Yeah, so job number 3, certified nursing assistant, moving the 1767 to $24 range to being
I got it.
$20 to 24. And in job number 4, the CNA, the same, instead of 1767 to 24 being 20 to 24.
You haven't made a motion yet, right?
Well, I haven't.
No,
Okay,
I'm trying to
no, that's okay.
clarify to make
Just-
sure everyone's
just
clear
ideas.
about
Yeah, yeah,
what's
yeah.
being asked.
I've had my hand slapped a number of times on this one issue particularly. So how it would be motioned if you were inclined to make a motion would be to do whatever amount of approval, and then pertaining to jobs number 3 and 4, to have the post-retention wage be $20 an hour and not allow the use of the healthcare benefit to meet that wage.
Barring your other concerns, are you comfortable with that?
I'm not comfortable today, but you can ask others.
Okay. Others? In the ether.
Derek's asking for others' opinions, please. Because you're saying that post-retention, I'm just making sure we're all very, very clear. It's post-retention wage. Yeah, when we get into the motion,
yeah.
I just want to make sure we're really being clear about what we're asking of. So we're truly asking for the post-retention wage in job group 3 to be $20 excluding healthcare, and in job group 4 as well to be 20 excluding healthcare benefits, not by the individual occupations, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll
Want
just
to make sure
make
everyone's clear of that.
Yeah, yeah,
If anyone has any other questions, comments on any of these pieces.
I'll just make the motion to get us started. I will move approval of SOMA AEC. It would be $20 without the health benefits, and then it would be $22.50 with the health benefits, including health benefits, or 20 post-retention wage for occupations for jobs 3 and 4 of $20 without health benefit. Which is better to say?
With healthcare.
Okay,
So $22.50 with health benefits.
let's just do it. No, just kidding. I think I can do this. I'll just read your lips. So I will move approval for SOMA AEC Inc. DBA Oxman College, ETP contract number ET 26-0168, and the proposed funding amount of $745,156, with the caveats that job 3, the post-retention wage, including healthcare benefits, will move to $22.50 for the certified nursing assistant category. And in job 4, the post-retention wage would move to $22.50, including healthcare benefits, also for the certified nursing assistant. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
That's great.
Second.
All right, so I have a first, I have a second. Do I have any public comments on this proposal, either in the room or online?
There are no public comments online.
And there seem to be none in the room, so we shall move to vote.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom,
No.
Rebecca Beckboy,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
So we are nearly all in favor, but we are on a majority, so you are funded.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have tab 28. This is a proposal from Tulare Joint Union High School District doing business as Tulare Adult School. They are a repeat contractor with good performance, requesting $119,800 to train a total of 8 workers. Training will take place at the participating employers' locations in Kern, Kings, and Tulare counties. Representatives from Tulare Adult School are here to answer any questions.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Kendra Bostic, and I serve as the Director of Nursing and Allied Health at Tulare Adult School. And joining me are Krishna Adams, Director of Tulare Adult School, and Veronica Ramirez, Program Clerk. It is my pleasure to share about our Certified Nursing Assistant to Licensed Vocational Nurse Pathway, a program designed specifically to support workforce upskilling and career advancement in the healthcare field. Our CNA to LVN Bridge program was developed in direct response to the regional healthcare workforce shortage and the need to create sustainable career ladders within our community. The program provides practicing CNAs with the opportunity to build upon their existing skills and transition into the role of LVN, licensed vocational nurse, a critical position in hospitals, long-term care facilities, and clinics throughout our Central Valley. At Tulare Adult School, approximately 85% of our students are low income. The vast majority identify as a minority or historically underserved population, and a significant portion of our learners are the primary financial providers for their families. We thank you for your continued support of our program and students from the little farm town of Tulare in helping us to train healthcare workers that look like the community that they serve. I'm so blessed to be before you, and I welcome any questions you have for us today.
Thank you. Any questions from panel on this proposal?
Bear with us. I can't access your website right now, but just to entertain myself, you're a public institution, a public college, or not college, but training facility. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
And we are accredited.
And you are accredited? Yes, you are. Thank you very much.
I have a quick question. There's only 8 employees you're training, and one of them gets 8 hours and the other 7 get 500 hours or something like that?
I'm not sure what you mean. That definitely.
I'm just looking at the estimated number of trainees, 8.
Yes, sir.
And the class left goes from 8 up to 750.
Yeah.
So what's going on there?
Well, that's just because we have to go through the BVMT.
I think it might have to do, she's probably going to explain because I can't.
It's it's okay. It's our particular program that we have is the CNA to LVN program, and the trainees are allowed to go up to 750 hours. But ETP funds are only used for, I think the total program is 1,400 hours. We only fund the back end part of that. So these 8 trainees are already halfway through the program.
Deadlines, isn't it, that we were bringing up a policy, I'm going to say last policy meeting, if I remember correctly as well. Yeah.
As a Porterville kid, I'm always happy to support a project from Tulare County, so I will move approval for Tulare Joint Union High School District, a public institution, a DBA Tulare Adult School with ETP contract number ET 26-0159, and the proposed funding amount of $119,800.
And I second that. Thank
you. Do we have any public comment on that proposal?
There are no public comments online.
And there's another written, so we should move to it.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, so you are funded. Good.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, panel members, tab 29, Valley Contractors Exchange has withdrawn from this panel and will appear at a future meeting. We are now turning to an amendment. This is tab 30 for Snack King LLC. This is an out-of-state vendor out-of-state training vendor request for Snack King. They are a first-time contractor with good performance whose contract terms next week. They are coming before panel to request training for 2 out-of-state vendors, and representatives from the company are available to answer any questions you may have via Zoom.
Are they
And the
present?
representatives for tab 30, please raise your Zoom hands. Thank you, Christine. I will allow you to speak. You may unmute.
Are we present? Just checking. I heard doorbell, but it doesn't mean they think the stage. It just means they think,
I talked with them, so they're coming.
Hi, Christine, you may speak. Christine, your mic should be unmuted, so you should be able to speak.
Oh, you mean the room mic's muted? I don't know if that means anything. It's probably to stop these. I don't know. It's why we don't usually listen back. Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe a question.
Hello, good afternoon.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. It looks like Christine's having some technical difficulties, so I'll take over for her. My name is Fabian Delgadillo. I'm the analyst for Snack King LLC. So like it was mentioned, we're requesting approval for out-of-state vendor that we did utilize for some training. And I'm available for any questions.
Okay. People have questions?
Can I clarify? Sorry, just clarifying that this training has already occurred. And the
Correct.
contract is expiring in about 10 minutes. And
Yes.
they're asking for approval on reimbursement on that training.
That is correct.
On
Yes.
2 sets of training, correct? 2 different pieces of training.
Yes.
That have taken place with out-of-state vendors that weren't identified in the original proposal.
And assuming we accept this, you anticipate, as noted in the agenda, the contractor would likely hit 100%.
That's correct. Yes.
And before we ask any questions, can I get you to confirm how much for each of the pieces of training of that contract award? So
Yeah.
like training 1, so if I'm not sure Zach can talk about this in a minute, but the dollar amount for each of the 2 trainings towards the contract.
Yeah, I of course forgot those notes at the office, but
I
I
have
know
this-
for the second trainer, which was Dan Riegel, I believe that was around $11,000 worth of
No,
training.
sure,
And for the
13.
first one, it was around
5,000.
Oh, excuse me.
So
5.
do my notes sound right that it was 224 hours, we said about 7,000, and then 475 hours, which was about 13, okay?
Yeah.
It was about 15,000 total.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure everyone's clear
Those-
that of percentage of contract and those trainings, the contract as a whole is 153.
Approximates based on our recollection,
Okay.
but yes,
I just want to
that is also my
correct it
recollection.
on that
Yeah.
conversation as we talk in pieces.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't like the optics of approving an out-of-state vendor after the training's already occurred, so I get it, like, that it's what it is today. But we could kindly request of staff to remind all of our contractors to not do that would be outstanding.
If I may, Gretchen, and I absolutely hear your point, just want to kind of point out sometimes what happens. So as we know, the out-of-state vendors coming to you all is a fairly new process for us. But that being said, often when our project management team is out monitoring, particularly for a company like this that doesn't have an administrative subcontractor, sometimes we discover it during that monitoring that we do of the contract. So, I think absolutely, ideally, we want this first, but I'm also think that this is a little bit of our due diligence and then being able to bring it to panel before having to say, oh no, you can't count any of these hours. But absolutely, we'll note that for our team and make sure that we are asking that at every single one of our meetings with our contractors.
I think maybe just to double down on what Gretchen is saying is putting it, given that this is some new guidance upcoming to panel with this, I think it's worth just some broad blasted education to the current contractors that before you do this, you need to check in with staff and check, we need to go through that process, because I'm not going to oppose it today, but it does feel a little bit like, we're being held our feet to the fire.
Sure.
in some of
Permission
this.
instead of forgiveness. I understand. Yeah, you got it.
Which, good practice most of the time.
I just wanted to hand to snacking. I just want to make sure we were clear on the level, but to have some say, because I just want to make sure we knew. Because in past ones, we've had a lot of conversation over a very small amount. This is a slightly more sizable amount, but that everyone was level of how much money we're talking about, etc. So I don't know if we want to hear from snacking and then any other questions we may have for them. Oh, fantastic. So we will open the floor to snacking.
Okay, can
Vivian,
you?
if you want to, or Christine, if you want to provide some information about the nature of the training, I think that would be helpful for panel.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, okay, thank God. I have this really sophisticated system that failed on me, so I just went down to a small system. So WLS, yes, they are out of state, but thankfully their training consultant is actually in California. And one of the reasons I chose this system was because they were very hands-on. They were emotionally connected to the culture, and that was something that we needed to change. Our injury frequency rate was really high, and we knew we needed to do something. So they came in, they taught our leaders. Now our employees are extremely engaged. Our TIRF lowered from 2 injuries a month to under 1 based on hours. And we've gone from training employees monthly to training employees safety daily in safety. So the actual system, we will be done with the contract in the first quarter of next year, at which point we will no longer use them. We recently hired an EH&S director, and we're getting ready to hire a EH&S manager. So we'll now do everything in-house in California. So our hopes was to get some firsthand knowledge to kind of teach us, guide us, train us, and get us focused in the right direction. And they have been very impactful for our people. I'm a very relationship-driven individual, and our first meeting was very impactful. And I had spoken to some other people, and the connection wasn't there, and it was there with them, and they have truly been a remarkable service for us now, and they've given us that starting point, shall we say.
All right. Mike, you have a question?
So it says in here, the training provides performance optimization training for advanced machinery. My question is this advanced machinery purchased out of state?
I believe this is in reference to Dan Regal. Is that the case? The second, I think so. So Christine, if you could please speak to the training provided by Dan Regal.
No, that wasn't the question.
Oh, okay.
The question is the advanced machinery purchased out of state?
Okay.
And then I have a follow-up question.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
Got it. I think that would be Fabian. He's our manufacturing analyst. Fabian, can you take that question?
Absolutely. Okay, so the machinery that we have, we've had in our facilities for a long time. probably before I was even born. So I'm not exactly sure where it was purchased, but the gentleman who offered us with training just came down to train us on our existing machinery. We did not purchase any new equipment. It's equipment that we already had. And this would be vertical seal fill machines. We basically produce bags of chips. That's what we produce.
Okay, so the training vendors must have learned this equipment some time ago then. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I understood that how this was working. So it's common to buy equipment out of state and then usually have the company that you buy the equipment from get training.
Correct.
But this is not the case. This is a third party learn the process somehow and
Providing
providing the training for you. Okay.
Any other questions? Comments from panel?
I will move approval of Snack Kings LLC contract amendments with contract number ET 24-0234 with the proposed funding amount of $153,640. Something about that amendment feels off. Do we need to reapprove the entire?
No, I think you just need
The
to
amendment
reference
is
that you're
not-
approving the amendment and the
Yeah.
out-of-state vendors.
Okay, so I move
Not the
approval
funding is not changing.
of the Snack Kings LLC requested amendment for ETP contract number ET 24-0234 to include the out-of-state vendors as noted.
Second, that was beautiful.
That was. Any public comments on this amendment?
There are no public comments online.
We've got very few members of the public left in this room, so I think there's only two, so we shall move to vote. There's no comments.
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Fothergill. Aye. Mike Hill.
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom.
Aye.
Rebecca Betancourt.
Aye.
Mike Greenlee.
Aye.
Derek Kirk.
Aye.
Alrighty, that's proposals. Now we're going to the two very brief presentations. Just tell it as it.
Mine will be quick. In your panel packets, you'll see a memo with subject line of assignment of contract. This is just informational only. The panel members don't need to vote on this. This is just making you aware that we had a request from California Manufacturing Technology Consulting that their literacy contract be transferred to or assigned to, Greater San Fernando Valley Chamber of Commerce, and ETP agreed to this, and it was effective for September 30th, 2025. If we get any more of these in the future, we'll bring them also to panel. Again, as just informative, so you're aware.
Can I just say, like, the loss of CMTC is obviously significant. And I know lots of us across the state are working diligently to try to figure this out. And I realize it's not an item up for vote, but I did just want to acknowledge and thank staff. I think the Greater San Fernando Valley Chamber is a great entity to have taken this on. I know they're doing a ton of work in the LA area, so appreciate the update.
Thank you.
And now, workforce literacy. I guess we go from one piece of workforce literacy to the next.
Hello. Good afternoon. Mine will be brief as well. So this is also a memorandum on an update for workforce literacy based on your past request. And my name is Ilya Launitz, the lead for workforce literacy. As a reminder, the workforce literacy program was a 10 million one-time general fund amount that was approved in the 22-23 fiscal year. And this program was designed to expand workforce literacy training throughout the state, specifically for immigrants, refugees, and English language learners. As you can see in the memo, there's a host of industries that are supported by this program. Currently, we have 28 active contracts, both single and multiple employers. Some of those are repeat to ETP, and then we have a few that are actually brand new to ETP with this program. All of the programs or the contracts currently have an contract term end date of June 20th, or sorry, June 30th of 2026. That's a typo. So next summer is when all these programs will come to a close. They span across the state. In the brief table there, you can see just some changes in what has been reported to ETP since the last update in May. Since that time, we have taken some action to find out what's going on and see what we can do to help. And so we sent out a survey to kind of gauge where each contractor stands, because we know sometimes the reporting can be delayed based on where they're actually at. And then we've also been conducting roundtable meetings, and we will be doing that every 2 months from now until the end of the terms. In these meetings, we've learned a lot. We've continued to educate on the program. And then we've also been working individually with contractors as well as facilitating meetings to connect them. So some, there have been some MECs that may be saying we're not going to hit the full amount. And so we've been connecting them with others who have capacity to do more. And so we've been helping them with this. So we're doing what we can to make sure that this program is as successful as possible. At this time, no actions required, it's just informational. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions? I think I just have an echoing comment of I really strongly advise that partnership in those MEC, like people talking to one another. Like if you are holding a contract and you're listening and you're like, we're not doing well, reach out to staff and they'll pair you up with someone who can help you recoup those dollars. Because I'm sure those where they've been doing well still have people who need that support. So I just encourage that networking between every contractor out there. Don't worry about boundaries. We want to use this money towards that, and that's my piece. I would like to see as much of this spent as possible because I think it's a really important thing. So yeah, I encourage you all, if you are listening, on that perspective, keep them busy on it. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we're coming near to the end of this meeting and we're coming to that time where I usually get crickets, but it's okay because it's near the end. For any members to request agenda items for future panel meetings, I think I heard a couple today for policy, definitely around entities. I feel like there might be a piece around productive lab as well that we may want to look at. So I'm just going to pass the affiliates, isn't it? Yeah, the affiliates. I never get it right. Entities, affiliates. So, I'm sure they're two very different things, but they sound very much the same at the end of a long meeting. And productive lab. I don't know if there was anything else. Those were the two big ones I heard today.
Out of state.
Out of state. Okay, we can put a tweak on out of state as well. There is one thing I would like to put a request in on panel. So last month during our apprenticeship conversations, there was a lot of conversation around equity for apprenticeship programs. And so I am asking panel I want to form a subcommittee that is going to be comprised of up to 3 panel members to really look at the equity of apprenticeship funding, to come up with a phased approach to look at how we can really look at equitable funding of apprenticeships. So what I'm asking is that subcommittee to make work with staff to create recommendations to be implemented over a period of time, and that any panel member who is interested to email Dr. Grimes by November 3rd of your interest. And I look forward to seeing what that group will do to help us drive on equity of apprenticeship programs that will work in parallel with policy. The email's being sent as we speak by the sounds of it. I don't know if anyone else is doing that, but one person's already told me they're emailing as we speak. Okay, anything else that anyone else wants to request for future agenda items or items for future panel meetings? We have crickets. Okay, we're going to switch to public comment with very, very few public in the room. Thank you for sticking with us, Annie. She's TP true and bold. Is there any public comment from anyone on matters that are not on the agenda?
There are no public comments online.
And there are none in the room. So we are going to that time where I'm going to ask for a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Can I get it? To adjourn? Do I?
Second.
Okay. It really has. Okay, we're going to roll call vote to end this meeting. So can we roll call vote, please?
Douglas Tracy,
Aye.
Jennifer Valerico,
Aye.
Mike Hill,
Aye.
Gretchen Newsom, Rebecca Bangcourt,
Aye.
Mike Greenlee,
Aye.
Derek Kerr.
Alrighty, so we're going to adjourn this meeting in next month. No, December. We are not here. We're somewhere else and not in the usual place. We'll see you in December.